What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Got it. The end of the week. Hope you guys had a great week. My week's been all right, but I'm feeling a little under the weather. I was feeling terrible yesterday, and today I'm not much better. But I got to do a show. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. Who do we got in the chat here? Matt, Wilford Brimley, Brandon, John McCarter. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. So yeah, it's Ghislaine Day. It's time to take a trip down Ghislaine. And remember all the wonderful times we had on Ghislaine. So yeah, she's apparently talking. Nobody's going to believe anything she says, though. That's going to be a big problem. How can you believe what she says? Unless you have, like, tons of evidence to corroborate what she's saying, which we probably won't. It'll probably just be her word. The problem is, who else is going to know more than her? I mean, there might be people out there that know more than her. But she seems like the best case scenario, like if she was to actually be honest, that we could get a big, lot of information about what the fuck was going on, who was involved, who was the women being trafficked to. And then you got this weird clip today where I forgot which reporter it was, came out and was like, oh, Ghislaine she's a victim. What? Now she's a victim? Ghislaine? Oh, fuck. That's a slippery slope one, because I think there is a thing where they would groom these women. They bring them in, groom them, traffic them to like rich and powerful people. And then they would use the same women who were victims. They would use those victims to recruit more women. So there is a scenario where some of the victims could have also become perpetrators. So are they still victims? If, they started off as a victim, but then they started bringing in women into the fucking organization, into the situation. At that point, you're culpable. I don't think you can hide behind the victim status if you're helping recruit women into this fucking trafficking ring. So yeah, man, it's weird. We're in for weird times, guys. Let me see what we got here. You're gonna have to deal with me today because, like I said, I feel like shit. So you're getting a sleepy, tired, sickly, headache-ridden pink trip today. But hey, I'm here, and it's better than nothing, guys. Let's see. Let me pull up so you guys can see this. All right, Ghislaine Maxwell gave information to the DOJ on roughly 100 people. Are we ever going to see this? Is all this shit, like, are we going to get a transcript of all the shit she said? They really need to release that shit, dude. It's more shit that we all need to see. And it's happening behind closed doors, which doesn't make me feel very good about it. You know? I don't know why we can't get transparency on this. Maybe I'm not a legal expert. Maybe there are legal reasons why you can't do it in a way where, like, maybe you do it behind closed doors, but then the next day you release the full transcripts. Like something like that. Why can't you do that? She answered questions about everybody and did not hold anything back. It's time for people involved with Jeffrey Epstein to start going to prison. This is from Wall Street Apes. Got a clip from CNN here.
Plan to do with everything Ghislaine Maxwell told them yesterday and today. Her lawyer says she answered questions about roughly 100 people during her meetings with Deputy Attorney General and former personal attorney to President Trump, Todd Blanche. CNN Chief Legal Affairs Correspondent Paula Reed is with us on this. She is tracking all of the details. Do we know anything else about what they discussed, Paula?
Well, we're learning a little bit, but there's still more questions than answers. We know the two sides met today for about 3 hours. After talking through the day yesterday, once again, her lawyer said she answered every question that she was asked. She did not invoke privilege. And when really pressed on exactly what she's being asked about, her lawyer said that they've asked about every single possible thing you can imagine, but then revealed that she was asked about maybe 100 different people. She answered questions about everybody and did not hold anything back. I think that's sort of the...
I wonder if one of those 100 people was Trump. This is the thing, since it's like Trump's lawyer, it's all the Trump... Everybody's going to believe whatever comes out. I mean, the Trump supporters will believe Trump's, being legit and not hiding anything. But the people who, hate Trump, It's always going to be, yeah, he hid the fact that he did something, and they didn't include the stuff about Trump in there to protect Trump. It's a legitimate question, it's a legitimate concern. At this point, I don't know how you fix this, because Trump was yesterday coming out again with, oh, this is a hoax, it's all a hoax. Well, if it's a hoax, why are you worried about what Ghislaine has to say? Clearly it's not a hoax, dude. But God, man, he screwed this up so bad that there's just no way that certain people are ever going to think that he didn't have something to do with trafficking women. And I can't blame him, honestly. I mean, it's his own fucking doing.
The biggest headline we've gotten out of these meetings so far. He was also asked about, where he sees all this going. Let's take a listen to what he said.
We don't know how it's going to play out. We just know that this was the first opportunity.
Oh, yeah, cut that off right there. I think we got this was basically a nothing burger. I watched that earlier. It just didn't really say anything. Except that, yeah, Ghislaine's cooperating completely. And then also she was granted limited immunity, which pissed a lot of people off. Like, why are you granting this P-file limited immunity? Well, I guess if they want her to talk, and it's limited immunity because I think it only applies to what she's talking about now. Like whatever she spills the beans on, they can't then go after her for. That way she would be more willing to talk. It's not full immunity for everything she's ever done. It's just like whatever you say in here, whatever you tell us, we will not go after you for, because you will treat you like a witness or whatever. I don't know. Not a lawyer, by the way. This could be to encourage Maxwell to spill everything and implicate Epstein's clients without incriminating herself. DOJ could be building cases here, but have not yet commented. Maxwell's attorney earlier said she gave details on more than 100 people with links to Epstein. The immunity allowed Maxwell to freely answer Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche's questions without fear that her responses could be later used against her, ABC sources said. We'll see where this leads, man. Obviously, she's not to be trusted. However, I still want to hear what the fuck she's going to say. It's still useful information, even if it's, I don't know. I want to hear what she says. So it's like people that are mad, oh, they killed Epstein. Okay, well, they killed Epstein because they didn't want to hear what Epstein had to say, right? So wouldn't it have been nice if Epstein was alive and, we could hear what the fuck he had to say? It's the reason they killed him, according to you guys. Which I don't think he killed himself either. I think he killed him. Somebody killed him. So same situation with Maxwell here. Not Epstein, but it's the next best fucking thing you could get. So let's hear what the fuck she's got to say, and then we can judge whether it's a bunch of bullshit or not. Let's see. Epstein survivor Maxwell pardon would mean complete crumbling of the justice system. But yeah, let's see what MSNBC's got to say about this.
Joins us. She's now working as a survivor services coordinator for the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. Teresa, thank you so much for being willing to speak out and to share your story and your thoughts in this moment. What have the past couple of weeks been like for you?
Of course it feels filthy. Everything, how could you get involved in any way with some shit like this and not feel filthy? This filthy shit, is that a fact? So yeah, I feel you.
All of this renewed focus on the Epstein case.
Good morning, Anna. Thank you for having me. It's been yet another whirlwind, I'd say, of emotion. And really the main focus is trying to stay calm, stay grounded, because that's what us survivors continuously have to do throughout.
I have an interview with her too, man, where she talks about the shit Ghislaine did. So we'll get into the shit that Ghislaine is not a victim. So she was very busy recruiting women to be groomed by this fucking PDF file ring.
The ongoing process, because the re-traumatization is a very real item, whether it's the most recent days and what's going on, or whether it's been throughout the years of all the memes and all the news stories that come out. It's a constant, okay? So the last few weeks or bit of time here, what it means is that we have to stay focused on what the outcome is for these survivors. There needs to be the transparency, because there are women here, many women, that have gone through these lived experiences that is something that cannot be taken away or simply shut down. It cannot be shut down. These are experiences that have been had, and you don't have this experience after experience with so many different women and go on to say that there's actually nothing here because there have been multiple people to support this perpetual abuse and exploitation for decades.
Wow. I imagine it's really quite painful to have that re-traumatization that you talk about, especially given all of the constant in-your-face discussion about.
All right, we'll go 2x speed, guys. I don't know about 2x. 2x sometimes is too fast. Let's go 1.5.
Jeffrey Epstein and his crimes and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm curious, has anyone from the DOJ reached out to you either before or after releasing that memo essentially saying case closed?
No, I have not personally spoken with anyone regarding this matter. I'm not sure what's speaking to me to tell me I would have to oppose their view. You know, again, I cannot stress enough the fact that there are so many people that have, again, I'm just repeating myself, perpetuated decades of exploitation. My personal experience, I know of 3 different women that led me down the path to me taking myself to the home of Jeffrey Epstein where he assaulted me. I know of an additional 4th woman who followed up with an email thanking me for my time there, if you could believe that, which is a part of the normalization of the abuse. So just in my experience, I have 4 women, Jeffrey Epstein who assaulted me, and I have an additional gentleman, the chef that I met in Jeffrey's home. I have the driver.
I heard her give another interview. If she's going to say all this, the same stuff, then we don't even need to watch the other one because I haven't seen this one. But yeah, the idea is that they would bring in women, groom them, and then they would use those women. Sometimes I'm guessing underage women as well, and overage women. Who the fuck knows? And then they would use those victims to then bring in other women. And I think there's a lot of women who were maybe willing, and I'm not talking about the underage ones, because clearly they weren't all underage, who were willing to take part in something like this just to be close to, like, powerful people.
I have the place that I stayed, which was Jeffrey Epstein's brother's apartment building. You have all the accomplices there. So these are just the people that help facilitate. What about all the people that these other women were exploited and trafficked to? There are so many people involved, and there have been so many people involved for decades. So it cannot, there's zero sense to be made to say that there's actually nothing here.
You have Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche now meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell 2 days in a row. You were a key witness at her trial. You testified that she groomed you for Epstein. What are your thoughts about her getting these high-profile meetings and being put back in the spotlight?
I'm hugely concerned about these discussions with Ghislaine Maxwell and what they may result. I first and foremost would adamantly state that her credibility is 0.
Yeah, no shit. I agree. I still want to hear what she has to say, though. You just have to take it, you know, you got to take it very lightly. And hopefully there's like evidence that can back up the thing she says, because if she says something and it goes against all the like knowledge we have, I don't know, still worth hearing I still want to hear what she says. Just like if Jeffrey fucking Epstein was alive, I'd want to hear what he has to say. He's probably not going to come out and be honest. He's probably going to try to spin it that he's innocent and yada yada yada, but I still want to hear what the fuck they have to say.
She has previously been charged with perjury, so we already know that she's capable and willing and ready to lie under oath. So why would we grant her the opportunity to yet again raise her right hand, declare the truth and nothing but the truth, when the credibility, it's just not there? How can we listen to her? If she has so many important facts to state, if she has so many new items to share about individuals, why are they new? Why did she not share them long ago? Well, they're claiming nobody ever fucking questioned her. They never tried to get her to turn and fucking... That's hard to believe, but that's what they're saying. I try to make sense of anything that is going on right now. The only conclusion that I continue to come to is none of this makes sense. And when things don't make sense, they don't add up. I do believe because there is a significant lack of truth, and the transparency, that's entirely gone at this point.
Do you worry that Maxwell will be given some kind of leniency, maybe even a pardon? What would that mean to you?
I am concerned about that, and it would mean the complete crumbling of this justice system that...
Yeah, but what if she does flip? You know, like we pretend like that people won't flip. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's okay if we do it to mafia guys. It's okay if we do it to drug dealers, but for some reason it's not going to work for a sex trafficking ring. If you can get her to flip, and then we get more people who are even higher up, and we get a bigger net to go in and get these fuckers, how's that not worth it, dude?
That should first and foremost stand.
I would try to get her to flip without giving her immunity. I'd maybe go, okay, well, you'll be on probation, maybe like we'll give you a fucking one of those things where you get a new name, you move to some small town, get a job at a bakery or some shit, start a whole new life. But that's gonna be hard because everybody knows what she looks like. She's gonna need a new face too, man.
Fight for, and protect survivors. We all deserve a pathway to justice, and then we don't deserve to have it yet again robbed from us because so much has already been taken. It truly does seem, I should say, just an upside down world where you are promised and there are declarations of the judicial system working to support pathways to justice, and for them just to simply crumble is what it appears is happening right now.
Well, you're hearing a lot of people speak out, though, to say, release the files, more transparency, which I know is what you're asking for. And we're learning little by little more pieces of the puzzle. The Wall Street Journal has been reporting about this book apparently created for Epstein's birthday in 2003 that reportedly includes letters from President Trump.
Bro, what the fuck is going on with the numbers? I look, it's at 130, and then I look, it's at 100, and then I look, it's at 130. What the fuck is going on with the concurrent viewers here? It's jumping very weird like.
President Clinton, among dozens of others.
What's up, everybody? Smash the thumbs up,
he wrote
please,
anything.
if you're enjoying the show.
Clinton.
Hope this get to more people because who the fuck knows? And yeah, if you want to support the channel, you guys all know the ways. You can send a super chat. I'll react to your message. Or you can become a member. All the information's in the description. Thank you, guys.
Referred NBC back to a 2019 statement saying Clinton had no knowledge of the crimes. There was another attorney who represents hundreds of survivors who told MSNBC that his clients remember this book and that some were actually pulled into putting that book together. Do you know anything about that book?
I do not know anything about that book, no. So their experience, clearly was different than mine. I saw framed photos of Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein with presidents in their homes. I did not have anything to do with that book, no.
So the president has continued to call the controversy around this investigation a Democrat con job and a hoax. A few months ago, another Epstein survivor, Virginia Giuffre, she took her own life. Another has died of an overdose. What's it like for you and the hundreds of other survivors to see this kind of messaging?
That would be a torturous existence, Brandon. If Brandon says she could just shave her head, change her name, and go be a monk. That's not an easy life, dude. That's not an easy life. That would be a tough reassignment. So all of a sudden, oh, you're going to have to go to Tibet and live with the monks. Good luck.
From the president of the United States.
I can't imagine anything to be a hoax. Well, that's what I mean. Simply put, it's not a hoax of what women have gone through. So I'm not clear as to what the hoax part would entail. The lived experience of these women is very real. They've lived it for decades. And, obviously exceedingly tragically, that I think a lot of these experiences was just in the end too much, for some survivors, which is something that happens fairly regularly with survivors. Certainly not all, but there is so much tragedy ongoing that can happen.
Yeah, apparently I never had 130 concurrent viewers. It said I had 130, but then when I look at the track, it only topped out at 109. Weird. It's behaving a little weird today. I wonder why.
Nothing here is a hoax. There are real lives that have been impacted. And I would like to believe that while we shouldn't get caught up in any kind of political...
I bet you it's because I got Ghislaine like in a bathing suit and I bet you that's what it is. I bet you fucking YouTube. You can't do anything anymore on YouTube. Can't even put Ghislaine slightly in a fucking bathing suit or they have a problem. Let's see. No, they haven't demonetized it, so who knows? Who knows? I'm sure they will at some point.
Organization of anything on anywhere. That is not the point. The point are the women that deserve their continued path to justice, which means holding those into account that have harmed them.
To that point, how do you want to see this end?
I would like to see I would like to see that.
It is kind of weird how she looks up and to the right a lot when she talks. I mean, I'm not saying she's lying, but it triggers me when people go like that and then come back and talk. Like, did you sleep with that guy? No. I don't know, man. I just find that weird, but I'm sure she's 100% truthful.
There are people that are going to be criminally held to account for their crimes. I would like to see people that potentially are still running. Are they running parts of the government? Are they running businesses? What are they doing right now? They have to be held to account, because these are not the type of people that we should have continuing, educating our youth and influencing children. We need to have people that are non-criminal, non-exploitation, or people that aren't committing exploitation. I do believe personally that our future society is really dependent on who we allow to get away with what. We can't continue this message of power and influence and money will keep you from being held into account, or even.
Well, yeah. Well, then it sounds like she doesn't want Ghislaine to fucking. I mean, I could understand not wanting her to get immunity, but if what you could get at the end of the day was, a bigger fucking net that would get more of these fucking creeps and make them face justice, then that seems like an even bigger wound to the the elite creeps that are getting away with a bunch of shit and not facing justice. But we'll see, man. We're probably not going to get anything. And Trump came out today, and Alex was making a big deal about this because Trump says, "I got a list. I'll release it." I won't hold my breath, because he goes back and forth on this. Yesterday it was a hoax, but today, he's got a list today. But you said it was a hoax yesterday. Is it a hoax or is it not a fucking hoax, dude? Make up your mind.
Right now, we're going to be over there in about 6 hours. We're meeting with the Prime Minister tonight. We're going to be talking about the trade deal that we made and maybe even improve it.
Are you considering clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell? Are you considering clemency for Ghislaine Maxwell, sir?
I saw homeless people sleeping right outside the gates of the White House. Are you concerned about that?
I think it's terrible, and we'll have them removed immediately. We do.
Homeless people sleeping outside the White House. Man, Washington, D.C. is a complete fucking shithole, dude. I heard he's bringing back the fucking insane asylums. That's kind of good, right? We kind of need to, we need to make insane asylums great again, dude.
Remove it. We've got to get the mayor to run this city properly. This city has to be run. I have the right to take it over, and I think it's terrible. Where are they? Where did you see them?
Right outside on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Near the Treasury.
This is what we're talking about. Hey Trump, there's homeless people. You got to go get them. This is the most important thing.
Right across the Mafia Park near the Treasury. Have you heard about Todd Blanchard?
I mean, it is a big deal, the fucking homeless problem, but seems weird.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. Where did you see the people laying outside? Exactly?
Right across the street from Lafayette Park, sir, towards 15.
We'll take care of it.
I don't know. It's just funny, dude. Like, the president's now, like, policing the homeless people. That's what it takes. Like, they're just going to be there until President Trump's like, send somebody out there to get rid of them.
Bringing hostages home. What are the alternative methods to bring hostages home?
Well, we got a lot of them out, and it's I've always said those last 10 or 20 are going to be the toughest, because Hamas knows what happens when they don't have any bargaining chip.
Damn, they still got terrorists going? I mean, who the fuck? No one's talking about that anymore. The kidnap victims in Gaza. I forgot all about that. They still got some left, huh?
And
they've been there a long fucking time.
They broke a deal, and you're going to have to do what you have to do right now. It's a terrible thing. And I always knew that. I said, when you get down to the last one, they're not going to be able to make a deal.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if she's cooperating?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really
If they
something.
recommended it
It's
to you,
something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not
you're
thought
not, but
about.
you wouldn't.
Well, it's not a no. And he says, I haven't thought about it, which makes me think he actually has thought about it. You know, I don't know. Trump is, you know, he's pretty easy to read when he's lying these days. And he seems to be lying a lot. But that's not a no. So obviously it's still on the table. Yeah, it's just no one's gonna believe it when there's if she starts producing names like, oh, we trafficked to Bill Clinton, we trafficked to Bill Gates, we trafficked to Leon Black, we trafficked to blah 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 blah. They're gonna be like, oh, how come Trump's not on that list? How come Trump's not on that list? Oh, they're hiding something. Of course, the Trump supporters will like it, but yeah, what segment of the population, nothing's gonna be acceptable unless it comes out that Trump is a convicted. Known PDF file. That's the only thing that'll be acceptable to him.
Rule it out.
Mr. President, why has the dollar fallen so much, and are you concerned about that?
Well, I'm a person that likes a strong dollar, but a weak dollar makes you a hell of a lot more money. Hate to tell you, I don't know if you study it, but I study it. And if you look at the yen,
I went to Penn and worked, so I know this.
You understand?
Absolutely.
Oh, you did go to Penn.
I went to work. Yes,
Well,
sir.
that means you're a smarter guy than I even.
Hey, dude, asking the questions. Shut the fuck up. No one cares. What is this, a podcast now? You're doing a podcast with Trump? Just ask your question and shut the fuck up.
Good, and I know you're smart. So, when we have a strong dollar, one thing happens. It sounds good.
So I'm gonna be grumpy today. I don't feel good, so I'm gonna be grumpy today. I'm just telling you. There's a warning.
But you don't do any tourism. You can't sell tractors. You can't sell trucks. You can't sell anything. It is good for inflation. That's about it. And we have no inflation. We've wiped out inflation. But it's an interesting question. So
I think they have inflation at 2%, which is, pretty good. That's where you want inflation to be. Yeah, people that don't understand how things work think, oh, you gotta get it. No, 2% is in line with normal inflation. One thing that I don't see enough talk about is increasing our food production. A lot of the problems with the cost of food right now is because production is still low as fuck. You got all this environmental regulations around beef. Like in Texas, there's less head every year. We have less and less heads of cattle. So you wonder why the cost of beef is going through the roof. Are they going to address that? Are they going to come up with a plan to help our farmers and our the people who maintain our beef supply and our pork supply and our chicken supply, create more? Because that's how you get prices down. A supply-demand thing. Just go look it up yourself. How much beef is there? And it's going down. Year by year, it's going down because it's an environmental thing, guys. Cows fart too much, guys. They want us eating fucking fake beef and fucking Beyond Meat and shit. Yeah, we need a plan to increase the food supply. And that will actually start lowering prices again when we balance out the supply and demand. So, I don't know, but I don't ever hear anything about that.
So I will never say I like a low currency, but you remember the battles I had with the yuan, with China and with Japan, Japan being the yen. They always wanted a weak currency. They're trying to get a weak currency now. Now, it doesn't sound good, but you make a hell of a lot more money with a weaker dollar. Not a weak dollar, but a weaker dollar than you do with a strong dollar. And the first people that are going to notice it are the manufacturers of trucks and various other things. Like, look at Caterpillar.
So we're just going to do like China now and get our dollars cheap as fuck so we'll be the cheapest place to make things. Now, I get it to like a certain degree, but, yeah.
How well they're doing now. When you have a strong dollar, you can't sell anything. It's only good for inflation, and it's good psychologically. It makes you feel good. But with that being said, I love strong dollars, but you make your money with a currency. And I had so many different fights with President Xi, between Japan and China. All they want to do is have a weak currency. They're always fighting for a weak currency. And that's how they really dominated over the years. So when I see it down there, I don't lose sleep over it, let's put it that way. In fact, sometimes I go to sleep very happy. You understand? Do you agree with me?
I agree with a lot of what you said, Mr. President. Do you think it makes any easier?
I guess they are just gonna do a podcast right in front of the fucking helicopter. Why don't they just turn the helicopter off? Why does the helicopter need to be on the whole fucking time they're doing this interview? I think he's at the White House. He's about to, was this before he flew to Scotland? What a great time to do an interview right next to a fucking helicopter, dude. Why is this a thing?
To impose your tariff with that lower dollar, because
I think it makes it easier even for tariffs, yeah. And it makes the tariffs worth much more. And it's easier to pay off debt. And it's easier to get a low interest rate, too. There are a lot of good things.
I heard he got Jerome Powell bullied into they are actually going to lower interest rates now. But I mean, a big part of fighting inflation, if you lower interest rates, we could actually harm the progress we made with inflation. So I don't know. It's not going to solve just because there's zero interest. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be an uptick in buying houses. There'll be an uptick because there'll be less interest to buy a house or get a car loan and all that. But it doesn't solve the problem of, again, supply and demand. You want to get the cost of housing down so people buy houses, because that's really the issue. The interest rate sucks too, but the issue is everybody can look at a house that's like a 2-bedroom piece of shit and they want $300,000 for this little 2-bedroom piece of shit house. No, I'm not going to buy a house right now when you know everything's overinflated. The cost is not even reasonable. So, increase the supply of housing, increase the supply of food, and then we might see prices start going down, and then we'll probably see people start buying. How you do it, I don't know, but you can do it. Just fucking do it.
It's hard to explain to people the headline, Trump wants a weak dollar. It's not a weak dollar. You take a look at the history of China over the last 20 years. All they do is fight for a weak currency. Look at Japan when they were really doing well. They had a very weak currency. So to me, I just say, thank you very much. It is what it is.
Yeah, somebody's mentioned the fake shit people are eating. Like, if you truly want to get the population healthy, you would increase the supply of meat, real food, and make it to where it's affordable again for poor people to actually eat meat. Because what's going on right now is poor people are just eating fucking processed bullshit that can't really afford much meat. And that's going to make people even sicker, dude. One of the healthiest foods you can eat is meat, and now it's becoming so expensive. People are just going to be eating, the boxed shit. All the shit that's in boxes. That's just, terrible for you, dude. Low nutrition, make you fat, make you sick, make you unhealthy. I don't know. That's one thing. It's like, why doesn't the administration ever talk about that? When people say, well, the cost of food isn't really going down, which it seems where I'm at, it seems basically the same. And it's probably better here than a lot of other places because Texas, we have a lot of, local food that's produced locally. But why don't they ever address that? Hey, we're going to figure out, we're going to get rid of these regulations and environmental bullshit that's hurting our farmers and causing them to have less cattle every year, which is rising prices. I don't ever hear them address that. And it's such a common sense thing. Oh, we're going to actually incentivize farmers to actually increase their supply. And next year, once the supply is increased and over the next few years, we'll start seeing prices go down. Real simple thing to say and a simple fix.
What's your comment on ceasefire? Have you given up on a Gaza ceasefire?
Well, the Gaza situation, and I said this was going to happen when you get down to your last 10 or 20. We got a lot of hostages out. We took them out in numbers that nobody believed, a lot of them. And I said, when you get down to 10 or 20, I don't think Hamas is going to make a deal because that means they have no protection. And basically, that's what happened. Hamas didn't want to make a deal.
Have you seen that photo?
I think what's going to happen is they're going to be hunted down.
So he's talking about Hamas is going to be hunted down. All right. I guess Israel's going to have free reign to do what they fucking want to do there. All right. I'm sure that's going to be pretty.
Secondary sanctions sooner on Russia. Are you closer today to secondary sanctions?
We're looking at that whole situation. It could be that we'll have to put secondary sanctions on them.
Sooner than 50 days?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you think it will counterproductive? What could be a counterproductive?
Who are you with?
Scripps News.
Oh, good.
Counterproductive to France, for France to say that they would recognize the Palestinian state. Macron said that yesterday.
Look, he's a different kind of a guy. He's okay. He's a team player, pretty much. But here's the good news. What he says doesn't matter. It's not going to change it. Well, he made a statement, France, Macron. His statement doesn't carry any weight. He's a very good guy. I like him, but that's...
We'll skip it ahead a little bit. I figured we'd watch the whole thing because I wanted to see what the, everything's just a little soundbite. Let's just watch. Let's see what he has to say.
Statement doesn't carry weight.
How important is a trade deal with the EU?
I would say that we have a 50-50 chance, maybe less than that, but a 50-50 chance of making a deal with the EU. And it'll be a deal where they have to buy down their tariffs, because they're right now at 30%. And they'll have to buy them down, maybe, or they could leave them the way they are.
What does that mean,
but
buy
they
down
want to
the
make
tariffs?
a deal very badly.
I don't know that lingo. What does that mean, guys? To buy down the tariffs. What does that mean?
They said we have a 25% chance with Japan, and they kept coming back, and we made a deal, and the deal is, don't forget, Japan's putting up $550 billion. It's a lot of money. And also paying tariffs. The biggest part of the Japan deal, and maybe we get this with EU, maybe we don't, is that we have the right to go in and trade. We have the right. They've totally opened Japan just to the U.S. That's, to me, the biggest part of the deal.
What level of tariff are you looking for,
Nuclear
sir?
disarmament. You said repeatedly you would like to see further nuclear arms reductions between the United States
I would
and
like to
Russia.
see that.
It's a big deal, man. If we can change things, so like a lot of countries have been not wanting our products. They don't want to compete with our products in their country. If that can change and they can start welcoming American business, us shipping our products to them and competing with their local products, be a big deal, man. Could be.
But the new START treaty is expiring in about 6 months, and it cannot be legally extended.
That's a problem. That's a problem for the world.
Create a new one.
It's a problem for the world. We have restrictions, and they have unexpired problems.
So there's still, I know there's a clip about him talking about Obama, and he's got a list. He might release a list. So I don't know when he talks about it in here, but he hasn't talked about it yet.
When you take off nuclear restrictions, that's a big problem for the world.
What level of tariff are you, Mr. President?
We ship very little right now, GK, because there's no incentive for businesses to even try to produce something and ship it out. I mean, I'm sure there are some things we ship, but yeah, that's why you'd want to change it so that companies in America can actually compete and can afford to do business and send their products to other countries. So that's kind of what they're fighting right now, to get that kind of stable playing field for our companies and our products.
I think that Jerome Powell, I think we had a very good meeting. Forgetting about the building, that's out of control.
I don't know, GK. It's up to people in America to be creative and figure out what they want to make, dude. Figure out what products we can make that could sell somewhere else. Obviously would sell in America and could be competitive in another country. So I don't know, dude. But we need to start making shit for sure. We need to start getting back to making our own shit instead of just sending all of our shit to China so that they can make it and then send it back to us. It's stupid.
But I think we had a very good meeting on interest rates. And he said to me, now I don't know if he's going to say this on Thursday or whenever he speaks, but he said to me very strongly, the country is doing well. He said, congratulations, the country is doing really well. And I got that to mean that I think he's going to start recommending lower rates.
I don't think he is, dude. This must be where that came out from. I saw something on Twitter about, Jerome Powell's actually going to lower interest rates. Doesn't sound like he said that. It sounds like Trump's still trying to pressure him into doing that.
Because of that conversation?
How do you think that the Supreme Court...
country really is doing well, too.
Mr. President, how do you think that...
Record business.
Did you speak to Netanyahu?
Thank you, Mr. President. How do you think that the Supreme Court's ruling that benefited you on presidential immunity would apply to former President Barack Obama and what you're accusing him of doing?
It probably helps him a lot. Probably helps him a lot, the immunity ruling. But it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helps him a lot.
I think Trump already said, Obama has immunity. So there's nothing you can really do to him for his time as president. But yeah, everybody else, they're fair game.
He's done criminal acts. There's no question about it. But he has immunity, and it probably helps him a lot.
Trade agreement you're looking to sign too.
He owes me big. Obama owes me big.
What are the details in the UK trade agreement you're hoping to find soon with the Prime Minister?
This week we want to talk about certain aspects which is going to be good for both countries. More fine-tuning. And also, we're going to do a little celebrating together because, you know, we got along very well. UK's been trying to make a deal with us for like 12 years and haven't been able to do it. We got it done. He's doing a very good job, good prime minister, good guy. We really get along very well. So we're going to meet at Turnberry and we're going to meet at Aberdeen. So two beautiful places.
Is there wiggle room in steel and aluminum if they were to budge on digital services tax?
Say it.
Is there any wiggle room on steel and aluminum in exchange for any budge on digital services?
Not a lot, because if I do it for one, I have to do it for all. So on that, steel and aluminum, not a lot.
Mr. President, did you speak to Netanyahu about aid drops?
Sorry, go ahead.
Mr. President, did you speak to Netanyahu about allowing aid drops in Gaza from Arab countries?
Yeah, I speak to him, but I can't tell you what I spoke to him about. But it was sort of disappointing, although I told you. I mean, I told you, when you get down to those last 20 hostages, you get down to that last 10 or 20, it's going to be very hard for Hamas to make a deal because they lose their shield, they lose their cover. We got a lot of them out, a lot of them. We took a lot of bodies out, too. You know, so many of the parents said, please get my son's body back. And we're able to do that. We got a lot of people out, live and people that are not alive. But it was very important to the parents to get their son back, even though...
Are they going to, like, let him into Egypt yet? It seems like some of those surrounding countries, like, obviously Israel's not going to back off. So at this point, like, why, you know, if Egypt and all them care so much about the Arabs that are in the Gaza Strip, why don't they just let them go into Egypt and other surrounding countries? I don't think Israel's going to back off, right or wrong. Israel's going to fucking, it's going to get ugly, dude. It'd be nice if they let those people out and let them into Egypt. I wonder why Egypt doesn't want them, you know?
They knew their son was dead.
I wonder.
Be able to get the Open Championship back to Turnberry.
I think they will do that, yeah. They want Turnberry's rated the #1 course in the world. I think they'll do that, yeah.
And are you going to talk to anybody
No,
about
I'm not
that?
going to. It's not about that. I'm going to see it for the first time in years. You were there the last time we went. That's pretty good, right? No, it's the best resort in the world, I think, at Turnberry, and it's one of the greatest courses in the world. We're going to see it. We're going to have, I believe, dinner at Turnberry with the Prime Minister. Then we're going to go to the oil capital of Europe, which is Aberdeen.
I'm guessing, Narioshi, that if they turn the helicopter, I don't know. I'm not a helicopter pilot. I've never even been in a fucking helicopter. But I imagine they must take a while to get warmed up and ready to go. But yeah, you would think you just turn it off. And then like, okay, when you're ready to go, we turn it on. I don't know. It is annoying that they constantly do these fucking interviews right next to a fucking helicopter, dude.
And we're going to have lunches there. We're going to have a good time. I think the Prime Minister and I get along very well.
And you're going to see the Scottish leader too, right? Swinney, John Swinney.
I am.
What's that about?
Well, we have a lot of things in Scotland. I have a lot of love. My brother was born in Scotland. And he's a good man. The Scottish leader's a good man. So I look forward to meeting him. That's all set up, right?
Imagine being a reporter and you're going to ask questions that no one gives a shit about. Like, imagine that. You're going to be one of these guys that's lucky enough to be at this tarmac and you're not going to ask about Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell or the letters that came out in the Wall Street Journal. Like, why are you wasting our time? No one cares about what he's doing in Scotland, dude.
Paris Day is exactly 1 week from today, August the 1st. What do you expect between now and next Friday as it relates to your deadline?
When you say tariff, not Paris.
Paris.
I think you said Paris Day.
I thought he said Paris too. I was like, what, the Paris Climate Accords? What are we talking about?
Paris Day.
Well, most of the deals are finished right now. They're finished because we're just going to charge a certain tariff. A lower tariff that I could get. I don't want to hurt countries. But we're going to send a letter out sometime during the week. And it's basically going to say you're going to pay 10%, you're going to pay 15%, you're going to pay maybe less. I don't know. But Australia was great. They opened up beef yesterday for the first time ever. And they did it. We didn't know about it. We asked them to do it, and all of a sudden we got a word that they wanted. So obviously they're looking.
Okay, so GK says he's got some information about helicopters here. Helicopter turbine engines need time to cool down properly after flight and warm up before the next flight. Shutting down and restarting constructs the engine and takes significant time, 5 to 10 minute
Andrew
cycle.
Wilson super chatted $2. We taking bets on Ghislaine being found unalive yet?
Yeah, we taking bets on that. It is a real, it's a real risk. But if it's only 5 to 10 minutes, GK, I think them having to wait another 5 to 10 minutes so we don't have to fucking put up with this. I think it's worth it, dude. If it's only 5 to 10 minutes, turn the fucking helicopter off. Andrew, yeah, that's the fear. You know, no, everybody's like, oh, it's so pointless that she's going to talk and blah, blah. And then if she, you know, unalives herself tomorrow, everybody's gonna be like, oh, the government did it, so she won't talk. It's like, but then you didn't even want her to talk. You said everything she says is gonna be a lie. So I don't know, man. There's no winning. There's no winning.
To do something. But Australia. So August 1st is going to come, and we will have most of our deals finished, if not all. We haven't really had a lot of luck with Canada. I think Canada could be one where
they do, Aaron. I've seen now where they use AI to remove the helicopter, and it sounds so dumb. It makes everything sound fake.
Chatted $1.99.
Exactly.
Hit the like, boys.
Smash the thumbs up. Where are we at? 58? It's not bad. See if we can get to 100 here. Appreciate you. Thank you, MMA Carol.
just pay tariffs. Not really a negotiation. We're working very diligently with Europe, the EU, which covers a lot of territory, a lot of territory, a lot of countries. And that's the big one right now. We have the confines of a deal with China. But we haven't really, we don't have a deal with Canada. We haven't been focused on it.
When you send out those letters, Mr. President, when you send out those letters, do you believe that will bring some certainty to the financial markets? Because then they will know.
No, when those letters go out, they're a page and a half. That means they have a deal, it's done, they pay that tariff. And that is a contract, essentially. And they can come into the country. They're going to pay a tariff. I'm going to keep it minimal. I'm going to keep it, I'm not looking to hurt country.
Yeah, Trump's always got to have some eye candy around him, doesn't he? Oh, man. She's, she's warming up on me, I'm warming up to her, I should say. She's a cutie. She's a cutie. I still think Kayleigh McElhaney or whatever was better. I think she was a better press secretary. But yeah, she's a cutie.
I could do that too, but I'm not looking to do that. But when that letter goes out, that's a deal. And we'll be sending maybe close to 200 of those letters out. Don't forget, we have a lot of countries. So we're going to be sending out almost 200 of those letters. But once those letters go out, there we have a deal. Now, we sent one to Japan, we sent one to EU, and they came back and negotiated a deal. I think EU is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Our country was a dead country. It was a dead country 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And don't you feel it?
Mr. President, with all of that revenue.
Yeah, I feel it, man. I feel it. It's so fucking hot, bro. It's so fucking hot. I mean, if we are bringing in a surplus now because of these tariffs, that is something that's like, to me, I think it's underrated how big of a deal that is.
Coming in tens and tens of billions of dollars. Do you think there's the possibility of a rebate to the American public in terms of all of that money?
We're thinking about that, actually. We have so much money coming in. We're thinking about a little rebate, but the big thing we want to do is pay down debt. But we're thinking about a rebate. That's a very good question. You just made a lot of news.
So that's what we're gonna get a rebate now. How about you just do, what you talked about on the campaign? You're bringing in enough tariffs that's gonna, that hopefully will have us, bringing in more than we're spending, so we can then start paying down on the debt. But also, we can probably give some real tax breaks, some real tax relief to like average citizens, so they have more money in their pockets. They have more money to invest in the economy, to start their own businesses, to buy things. Imagine if people could keep that money. That it would be great for the economy. But yeah, rebates. What the fuck is a rebate? That shit sounds lame as fuck, dude.
We're thinking about a rebate because we have so much money coming in from tariffs that a little rebate for people of a certain income level might be very nice.
Jesus Christ, who's all those people sitting behind that line? What is it? He just has random crowds at the White House just there, like he's the Beatles and shit. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's normal. Is that more press? I don't know, dude. It's a lot of fucking people.
Being blocked by a lot of people. People don't know this, and we didn't certainly get any acknowledgement or thank you, but we contributed $60 million to food and supplies and everything else. We hope the money gets there because, you know, that money gets taken, the food gets taken. We're going to do more.
Let's go, Works RC. It's such a to me overblown thing where it's like, oh, tariffs are just a tax. No, it's not. I don't have to pay tariffs. I don't have to spend money on things that are from overseas. That's a luxury fucking item. So people who are paying tariffs can afford to pay for luxury items that are coming from overseas a little bit more. But me, I haven't paid a single dime into these tariffs. Guess what? Because I buy local shit. I buy food, I buy groceries, I pay for rent, electricity, all that shit's local. Now, if I got some money and I want to go buy some fucking foreign car or something, you probably already got money. You can pay a little bit of those tariffs, but it's a much better form. If you're going to call it a form of taxation, it's a much better form of taxation than just give us everything you fucking, a piece of everything you make, you know?
But we gave a lot of money. We gave a majority of the money. And the sad part is that no other country other than us gives anything.
Have you spoken to Michael Watley about running for that North Carolina?
I have, yeah.
And will he run, do you think?
I think he will.
There are teacher shortages, so what can be done to get...
Are you from North Carolina?
My father lives there.
He'll be a good candidate.
What can be done to bring more teachers, more educators into the classrooms to alleviate the teacher shortage across the country?
We're doing that, and we're doing it strongly. What we're doing is moving education back to the...
You're saying there's no American drones you can buy, so you're forced to buy a drone from overseas and pay a tariff? Okay, well, at some point, hopefully somebody smart decides to start creating drones in America so that they can fucking undercut all the foreign drones. And that might take time, but that would be the end goal of a situation like that, is to go, oh, okay, well, now I can make a drone and I can actually be competitive pricing wise to where people will want to buy it.
The states will run education
and if we're not making drones in America, that's a problem. We need to be making drones.
They do it. You're going to have the best education in the world. We'll have 35 or 40 states where it will be as good as Sweden, Norway, Denmark, the top 5 or 6 countries.
How do you attract the top talent, the top teachers to get into the classroom?
We're going to get them. We already have them. When we go back to the States with education, you're going to see a big difference.
Mr. President, there's going to be Ghislaine Maxwell. Is that on the table?
Yeah, I think I have another one where this part doesn't get cut off. Let me pull the clip, because this is the clip everybody fucking ran with. Let me see. I think I got it in my bookmarks. Because, yeah, he walks away, and then this angle kind of gets cut off. You can't hear what the fuck he says at the beginning. Dude, right here.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney. But you ought to be speaking about Larry Summers. You ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place.
AXA, I don't fuck with drones, AXA. They seem cool. I understand. If I would at some point, if I wanted to really get into filming something and I wanted to have a drone to capture yeah, drones are cool. But no, I haven't had a use for one.
You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton, who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein?
Now, I mean, yeah, that's good that you never went to the island, but let's not pretend like Epstein wasn't doing weird shit in America as well. So just not going to the island is not enough to say you didn't do anything you didn't do any funny business. But it's a good sign.
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything.
That's the letter thing too. He's denying it, but it's just making him look worse because I believe Epstein's family has confirmed that these are real letters that they have copies of. And then they put out a letter with Bill Clinton as well. And I mean, the letters don't even, they're just nothing burgers. Why would you deny it? Oh, you don't want people to know that you were friends with them? I mean, everybody knows you were friends with them. And it's just making it look worse because, you know, it seems like all those letters are actually legit. I mean, there's, you know, people claiming they are that have knowledge of the situation. I believe it's Epstein's family. So again, it's like you just keep making it worse by lying about shit, dude.
Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they...
I don't know, maybe the letters are fake and the Epstein family's lying, but it sure doesn't seem at this point like they are.
Just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. Where did you see the people laying outside?
Right across the floor, Clement.
So so he said he would release the list. Was it not this one? Maybe it was another one. I think there was another one where he said he would release the list. Let's see.
I really have really nothing to say about it. She is being talked to by a very smart man, by a very good man, Todd Blanche. And I don't know anything about the conversation. I haven't really been following it. A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons. But a lot of people have asked about pardon. This is just not a time to be talking about pardons. Todd will come back with whatever he's got. You're making a very big thing over something that's not a big thing. You should be talking about, if you're going to talk about that, talk about Clinton, talk about the former president of Harvard, talk about all of his friends, talk about the hedge fund guys that were with him all the time. Don't talk about Trump.
That's not going to work. You can't just tell people don't talk about Trump and you think they're just going to listen. Oh, okay, we'll stop talking about Trump. It's not going to work, dude. In fact, it's more of the Streisand effect where it's like, don't talk about Trump. People are going to talk about Trump.
What you should be talking about is the fact that we have the greatest 6 months in the history of a presidency, according to a lot of people. I
don't know if I missed it, but he does say they have a list. And it's like, they'll release the list. Which one was it? Let me see. We'll go ahead and jump to this one. Yeah. Trump announces plan to release the Epstein list in full. All right. So, you know, Alex is cheering about this.
And I don't know how,
but
they did.
I don't know. Alex is trying, man. He's trying to make the best of this fucking shit sandwich.
And come up with a strategy just to release all this stuff to begin with. But Trump didn't want to crash the economy, as I guessed 20 days ago.
Is that the new cope? The new cope is that he didn't want to release it because it would have crashed the economy? I thought it was because he was taking the blackmail and he was going to actually use it to go after the deep state. Now it's because he didn't want to crash the economy. Is this a whole new one? There's a whole new excuse. I mean, maybe this one's true. I don't know.
And now he basically said, fuck it. Actually said that. He said, release everything.
Okay, maybe I missed it. I know I saw a clip of him saying, we have a list and we'll release it. But I don't know, man. It's all right, Alex. Come on. Make me feel better, Alex.
I've been waiting for this a long time.
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney, but you ought to be speaking about...
Yeah.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2. It's Schrodinger's list at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get the grand jury testimony. The judges are going to shoot that shit down. We're not going to, we probably will never get the testimony from Ghislaine Maxwell. I mean, what are we going to get at the end of the day? Are we going to get anything? I don't know, man. Maybe they'll actually vote for it in September and then we'll get something. I don't know, but it seems like we're not going to get a damn thing.
Summers, you ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton.
Yes, an Obama-appointed judge, but I mean, I think to pretend like the Trump administration didn't know that the judge was going to not release it. So it was almost like, again, I hate saying this word because it's used so much right now. But his cope, it's like, here, let's just give people another thing to be hopeful for. That, of course, is not going to happen, and just keep pushing the ball down the road.
Who went to the island 28 times. I never went to the island.
Do you maintain you did not write a letter for Jeffrey Epstein's birthday?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
So Roger Stone, 50-year friend of Trump, one of his top advisors, has been there all week at the White House, and we've been having a lot of discussions and a lot of talks. He's meeting with the other top people after Trump left this morning. And we have basically given him the advice. I have given them my advice. I have been telling them intensely for 20 days, talking to the White House for 15, that they had been walked into a trap and that people would never put up with this if they'd made some secret deal with at least some echelons of the deep state to back off. That would be a double cross and that they were going to launch hearings, all the rest of it. Exactly what I said was going to happen happened. And now I have had 10 people high level in the White House in just the last 5 days thank me personally for my advice and analysis, and that they were caught flat-footed. And now Trump is taking Roger's advice and my advice to go on an absolute scorched earth rampage. So to say I'm pleased is an understatement.
I don't know, Alex. I think you're getting a little too excited, a little too early here.
Under him. I'll leave it at that. Now he's meeting with the people under him, he's top officials, and has been. I'm not going to tell you who he's meeting with right now. He's been meeting with the president for days. Now he's meeting with the people under him. I'll leave it at that. And White House has been very appreciative of my advice the last 20 days. I've been personally thanked because I was correct.
What happened? I thought he was calling you a dumbass. Wasn't that long ago where Alex was like, they told me to, somebody passed down the word that Trump told them to tell me that I was a dumbass. And now they're thanking him? Oh, man. Alex, I hope you're right, dude. I hope this is all going to be one giant, 5D chess move, and we're going to get all the files, and he's perfectly playing the deep state and the Dems. And it's hard for me to believe any of that right now, dude.
And I don't know how they didn't come up with a strategy just to release all this stuff to begin with. But
yeah, no shit.
Trump didn't want to crash the economy, as I guessed 20 days ago. And now he basically said, fuck it. Actually said that. He said, release everything. I've been waiting for this a long time. Just like he said 4 days ago, he said, I told him not to indict Hillary. I wanted to give him a pass, but they kept trying to destroy me in the country, so we're not giving any of them a pass. He said, Obama's got presidential immunity, but all the rest of them are going to prison. I was told that days ago and told you this is very serious this time. They're not playing games.
I'll believe it when I see it, Alex. I'll believe it when I see it.
And now Trump said it walking out to Marine One just about an hour and a half ago. We've got those clips. And you notice that the deep state on TV, all the rest of them are acting very scared right now. So my first approximation that Trump did not want to tank the stock market by bringing all this out and by indicting all these globalist leaders, because guaranteed the globals will try to crash it. But he said it may be the right thing, maybe the wrong thing, but we're doing it. Remember that clip on Tuesday in the little press conference inside the White House? So I figured all this out before it all came out, but now it's all come out. And I just say again, folks, that's why we had to wait for this to mature and figure out exactly what was.
How many times are we stopped from doing the right thing because of this fucking stock market, dude? This fucking worshiping of numbers constantly going up and this fucking pyramid scheme bullshit, dude. I said I would be open to banning the stock market. I should have been more specific. I'd be open to major reform with how the stock market is run and the way corporations are, the laws that corporations have to follow. Major reform. Because at this point, it's like, oh, yeah, it's the wrong move if the stock market goes down. Well, maybe it's the right moral move. And we should just, it's just weird. It's just weird, dude. Fucking hate this stock market bullshit, dude.
Was going on. But with all the backstory, everything I know, I had a good idea.
Yeah, and then, I know the stock market's done so many great things. Yeah, well, the stock market also brought us, the Great Depression. It brought us the fucking .com collapse, the bubble bursting from the .com. It brought us the 2008 mortgage crisis. All that was brought to us by the stock market. Thank you, stock market. You do so great.
Yeah. And it turns out that's the case. So, amongst many things Trump said, walking out to Marine One in an impromptu press gaggle, he said, we have a list, and it's Bill Clinton and all these other leaders and the head of Harvard and others, and these different corporate leaders that would live with Epstein, and we're going to release it all. And so Trump explained this when he was about to win in 2016. He said, no, let's not arrest Hillary. And we all got mad about it because he gave them a chance to stop, but they didn't stop. And so now you know where we are. So if you're tuned in on talk radio or local TV or watching on X at Real Alex Jones or Infowars.com/show, every day I ask you, because you have all the power of the Paul Revere's, to take that live feed or the refeed and share it on your email, your text message, your word of mouth, repost links on X, Instagram, everywhere. And then tell.
So a bunch of bullshit speculation caused the stock market to crash. Okay. It's still the same fucking thing I'm talking about, GK. It's a bunch of bullshit behind the scenes that serves no purpose other than just to fucking get people rich off of a bunch of nonsense that has no value and produces no actual value for people. But okay, it wasn't the stock market. Oh, it was all the speculation around the subprime mortgages and them selling it. Okay, then they did all that for what? To increase their what? To what? To make money on the what?
Tell those you share it with to share it, and that creates what? The chain reaction. Well, today is a particular day that you definitely want to share this feed, because when we come back and join 460 plus radio stations that carry this broadcast, some don't carry the first 5.
Just act like the stock market isn't some fucking cesspool of fucking disgusting filth. Let's pretend like it's not. I'm sure there's some great thing. Oh yeah, like this company got investment. Bro, at this point, it doesn't seem like it's fucking a thing for good in the overall world at this point. And that's just my opinion.
I'm going to go into it all. And now things are crystal clear of what's going on. And it just shows the power of putting pressure on Trump when he makes.
So you can't have capitalism without the stock market, GK? And did I said I would reform everything. I would redo everything. And how? I don't fucking know. I just know right now it's a fucking ridiculous piece of shit system. It's just a piece of shit system. It doesn't fucking, whatever, dude. Okay, I know a lot of you guys got a ton of money in your 401ks, and it's like, okay, great, I'm happy for you. But to act like there's not problems with this shit and the way things are being done.
Missteps or doesn't.
The problem is I'm not sitting there diving deep and going, okay, where is the problem that I'm sensing here so I can accurately. No, like I just sense a problem. I just sense something ain't fucking right here. My spidey senses go off and go, this shit is just weird. And it makes no fucking real sense in a real world fucking situation. I don't know, but that's me. I know you guys go invest, go throw your money in the stock. Great. You'll feel powerful and rich because of it, I'm sure.
Doesn't think things out. And now that we've really educated him and informed him and briefed him about the Democrats making the whole Epstein thing their big move, that Trump has now gone on the offense, which is what he needs to do. So for all you Q-type people that are always like, trust the plan, don't try to influence him as constituents.
Buddy, I mean, the stock market is filled with fucking scams already, dude. It's filled with a bunch of scams. Who says it has to be private? I mean, it's like, you can have public investment, but just, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm not a fucking expert on this. I can just tell you, though, I can smell a fucking scam from, like, when it's happening, and I can't fucking tell you why, who, what, when, or where. But the whole shit seems like a fucking scam to me, dude. But I can't, because all you stock market experts who have learned so much about the stock market, you're like, oh, it's like, dude, it still smells like a fucking scam to me. It does. So, okay, I'm sorry. To me, there probably needs to be massive reform.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't directly advise the president. You live in a delusional fantasy land. I am Alex Jones, 31 years on air. I am known.
Guys, like, I know some of you probably make a lot of money off fucking trading stocks. you're bringing so much value to the world sitting in front of your computer trading stocks all day. That's just, there's so much value just, trading things around. And it's like, I mean, you're basically bringing as much value as somebody who's just betting at fucking Vegas all the time. It's great. It's great. I'm sure I'm not even accurately explaining it. I'm sure there's some fucking nice way to put it where I am bringing value because I'm giving liquidity to this company and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, dude. It just all smells like a fucking racket to me, dude.
I tell people something, it's going on.
It seems like
It
seems like some high level fucking shenanigans, dude.
This is the tip of the spear. And now we've turned the ship around and Trump is getting ready to flamethrow the Clintons and all the rest of them, Bill Gates. We are in the moment of maximum danger right now. Well, we warned the Clintons and the Obamas to back off and run up the white flag. And Trump gave them another offer the last 20 days, and they took it as an opportunity to try to connect him to Epstein when all they've got is recycled crap and flimsy BS and fake witness reports that never went anywhere in their big investigation starting in 2013 when Obama had his phone tapped and knew.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $5. Stock market benefits insider traders, politicians and their friends, and nobody else.
Well, I'm sure there are people who benefit from it, right? Right? Obviously, there are like regular people. They put money in the 401k. They feel like they benefited from it. But that side of it that you just brought up, that side of it needs to be addressed. There is just so much fucking shenanigan bullshit going on with it, dude. And it's like, oh, it wasn't the stock market. It was, it's like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It just smells like a lot of bullshit to me, dude. Smells like a scam.
Knew he was going to be running for president, and I was one of 24 people targeted who the CIA and FBI believe are going to back Trump, even before they recruited me a year later in 2014. Yeah, that was long before Trump announced I was recruited. So now this can be told, and a lot of it's been declassified. So Roger Stone, 50-year friend of Trump, one of his top advisors, has been there all week at the White House, and we've been having a lot of discussions and a lot of talks. He's meeting with the other top people after Trump left this morning, and we have basically given him the advice. I have given them my advice. I have been telling them intensely for 20 days, talking to the White House for 15, that they had been walked into a trap and that people would never put up with this if they'd made some secret deal with at least some echelons of the deep state to back off. That would be a double cross and that they were going to launch hearings, all the rest of it. Exactly what I said was going to happen happened. And now I have had 10 people high level in the White House in just the last 5 days thank me personally for.
I've never lost money in the stock market, GK. I made money because the only time I got into the stock market was 2009. Everything was so cheap. I was like, this is obviously a good time to invest in the stock market. Things, went up from there. I made a little bit of cash. I should have held, but I needed that money. So I fucking took it out, took out what I made and spent my money. And then now it's just gone up nonstop all this time. Seems super, super inflated. Doesn't make sense. The economy's been total shit for the average American, but some reason the stock market just keeps fucking going up, dude. Our wages aren't going up. The jobs suck. Everything sucks for the average American, but the stock market is just doing so good, dude. Just doing so good. And then the elites and the fucking economists can point to, oh, we're doing so good because the stock market's up. And it's like, well, what do you mean? I can't afford food. What do you mean? I haven't gotten a pay raise since 2002. In fact, my pay has gone down. Oh, but the stock market's going up. Don't you care about the stock market? That's the real... Yeah, because the incentive is to fucking rob everybody. The incentive is to fucking continuously increase your profits at the cost of people, at the cost of your employees and the cost of your country. So maybe all you need to do to fix the stock market is just to change the rules of how things are done, right? I don't know. Definitely need to get rid of this fiduciary duty bullshit. And I get, oh, you got to have a fiduciary duty. It's like, well, at what point? Like, okay, so now you're this giant company. And now the only way to actually increase your income is to fuck over as many of your own employees who help build the company as possible. Fuck over as many of them as you can. And then now you have a shitty fucking monopoly that makes a ton of fucking money, but everybody hates you and you have terrible service. And then a government that doesn't come up to break. I mean, I don't know, man. The whole fucking scheme. And yeah, I like capitalism, but I like true capitalism, not this crony fucking bullshit capitalism we're living in. And the stock market seems to play a big role in all this. And I'm not smart enough to explain how, but I can tell you I have a spidey sense that's going off about it.
For my advice and analysis, and that they were caught flat-footed, and now Trump is taking Roger's advice and my advice to go on an absolute scorched earth rampage. So to say I'm pleased is an understatement. Trump on the way to Marine One outside the White House today, we'll be playing the clips in a moment, said, because there's all sorts of lists and files and trials, and there's not just some list, it's not just some book, though Maureen Comey and the Democrats with the judge suppressed that, the Ghislaine Maxwell, and the trial that was about to launch of Epstein before he died 5 years ago. And
what if Epstein used mostly his own victims to recruit new victims? So that when they say we're protecting the victims, I mean, maybe that was a smart move to, like, the people you victimized, then bring them in and make them part of the fucking crime. So now, you know, I don't know. Because when they always say we're protecting victims, I'm wondering if some of these victims might have also been the same people who started recruiting new women in. I don't know. Seems fishy.
And it's now the Democrats now don't want all the stuff released. And now the other judges are coming out saying they don't want it released. They're all freaking out. And Trump said, you know what? Everybody should be looking at Bill Clinton and these corporate leaders and the head of Harvard. And he goes, you know, many of these men basically lived at Epstein's New York compound. And of course, it was big paintings of Bill Clinton sitting in his house in a blue dress. That's how close these guys were. And as Trump said on the way to the helicopter,
they're trying really hard to switch this over to being back to being on Clinton and the Democrats and all that. But it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard to get people off of thinking about Trump now. I don't know, Alex. You're trying, bro. You're trying, but I don't know, man. The way Trump's behaving, the way he keeps calling it a hoax 1 second, and then, I have a list the next second. But I thought it was a hoax yesterday, and now you have a list of all the people that were. So which is it, a hoax or is it not a hoax, dude? And then he just yesterday calls it a hoax again. He just keeps doubling down. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. It's like he has no other way to deal with this than to just pretend or act like this is every other scandal, like it's the Russia collusion narrative or the Ukraine impeachment shit. Like he just gonna handle it just like that and just call it a hoax, and the lying Democrats are hoaxing. It's like, dude, you need to have more nuance in addressing this, because you're just making yourself look guilty. Dude, what do we have next here? Where did I leave off with this one? Oh, this is all the way over here. We did that one. We did that one. Yeah, this was the original one I actually wanted to play. Somehow I got lost on that.
We love classic Trump, and we got some of it today. He's like, okay, you're going to connect me to Epstein? We'll just release everything on you.
What are they going to So Alex really believes they're going to release everything now. I do think at some point Trump has no choice but to fucking start releasing everything. Again, it's not going to work to a certain segment of the population. They're going to think he's guilty no matter what, but he's kind of being forced to release everything. Otherwise, you just look guilty as fuck. But I'm still not sold on him actually releasing everything, because the way he's behaved, he has not behaved like he actually is going to release anything.
And the listeners and viewers are like, wait, he said there wasn't a list. There isn't a client list. They're playing games with names. He made a deal. The CIA asked him not to release it. I told you that 22 days ago. I said I can understand the thinking. I didn't agree with it. I said they're going to double cross you. And then I told his administration, and I told him, and Roger told him, and they called Roger up last week. He's been there for 7 days with the president. And you got Trump to come out today and say, okay, guys, you want it, you got it. And Trump has to be briefed on all this because he doesn't know all the intrigue and the backstories. So we're talking hours and hours of meetings of him learning about all this. Yeah, you are into the New World Order conspiracy, so you know all about it. Trump knows about trade and business, and he said my first, when I was in 8 years ago, I didn't understand all this. He still doesn't understand it all. That's why I keep telling the Q people, they're always like, he's 80 trillion chess and he knows everything. Do you know how many times I've told Trump something he doesn't know and he acts on it once he finds out it's true? You've seen the press conferences the last 6 months where they're like, hey, Hunter Biden's got all this Secret Service and they're down there in South Africa. He goes, really? He goes and sees his...
I'm sorry, that's hard to believe. You're telling me the President of the United States, the leader of the world, doesn't understand about the NWO and globalism. You're really trying to tell me that? I don't know. That's hard to believe, dude.
It's true and removes them. He is super smart. He has a lot of energy, but he's 79. So when I see the Q people saying he's invincible, don't ask questions, or the total Trump supporters saying he knows what he's doing, I trust him, the establishment doesn't want us engaging Trump. The establishment doesn't want us putting our 2 cents in. Remember all the headlines, 2017, 18, 19. The White House chief of staff's job.
How long you give it until Alex is flipping out at Trump again? How long you give it? I give it Monday. I give it Monday. Alex will be fucking pissed at Trump again. It's gonna be like a bad breakup, I think. You know, where like you forgive and then you're like, all right, we're gonna get past this, and then you know, a couple days of peace, and then you're right back to fighting again. And then you know, you do that for a couple months until finally someone's like, we can't do this anymore. I'm out. And then the relationship's over. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like an ugly breakup. Unless Trump actually, you know, starts giving real transparency. But at this point, he's fucked up so bad that even if he was to start giving us real transparency, nobody's going to believe it. So, yeah, it sucks, man. It sucks. Trump announced his plan to release the episode. Okay, yeah, I played that one earlier. What is this one? Oh, Kevin Spacey, dude. Kevin Spacey's coming out demanding the release of the Epstein files. It's funny, some of the people who show up here. Let's see what Kevin Spacey has to say.
I was very fortunate that President Clinton introduced me a lot of business leaders in London because he knew I was coming to the Old Vic. Do you know who I never asked for anything? Was Jeffrey Epstein. I didn't want to be around this guy because I felt he put the president at risk on that.
Oh, dude, if even Kevin Spacey didn't want to be around you, maybe it was because there was too many women involved and not enough boys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I've heard about old Kevin Spacey here. You know,
trip to South Africa because there were these young girls, and we were like, who is this guy? So I will say this: there were young girls on those flights. There were young girls on those flights, yeah, and that's been out. They've talked about it. But here's my point.
Yeah,
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2.
You said it, Andrew.
Kevin Spacey is VIP diddler lol.
You said it. I didn't say it. I don't want to get sued by Kevin Spacey, but yeah. It's weird to hear him talking about this.
There's a big difference between not remembering that I met some guy and some woman on a humanitarian trip where my focus was entirely on what we were there to do, and not remembering whether I went to somebody's island. So I never went to Jeffrey Epstein's island.
I didn't need to. They just brought all the little boys to me.
I did not know.
I'm speaking in Kevin Spacey's first person. That was... Got to be careful the way you say things sometimes. They can be taken out of context, you know? I'm sure you guys are aware of how that works if you follow my channel.
Know him, and I never saw him or her after that morning at Buckingham Palace. He didn't even come to Buckingham Palace.
Is it true that Prince Andrew sought your assistance and wanted you to testify that Ghislaine Maxwell was your guest, not his, during that Buckingham Palace tour?
I heard a report about that, but at no time did anyone ever contact me on his behalf. And as I say, I'm not friends with him. I never saw him after that day.
What do you think about what's happened to him?
I mean, I don't know anything about it. It's not, I'm not going to talk about someone else's scandal, you know.
Russia. So that's what he brought you on Carter Page. And in order to get a surveillance authority on Page, they had to use the Steele dossier because there was no other credible intelligence.
What is this? It just jumped to some other fucking random video at the end. Hey, Matt Taibbi, how you doing, bro? I'm still a fan of Matt Taibbi. Let's see. This is a weird one where Greg Kelly starts referring to Ghislaine as a victim. Greg, I don't think people are going to like this, Greg.
And she's also been subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee. I think this is great. I do have a feeling that she just might be a victim.
Oh, no.
She just might be. There was a rush to
Poor
judgment.
thing.
There was a lot of chaos there for a while. All right. Granted, she hung out with Jeffrey Epstein, and I know that's apparently not good. but she's in
So
jail.
now she was just hanging out. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know what was going on, guys. She was just hanging out. She's just a victim. Okay, this is a weird all of a sudden take, Greg Kelly. I've heard your name before. I don't know who Greg Kelly is, but wow, Greg. Wow. Yeah, this is one where that same chick, Teresa Helm, was talking. But she said basically the same thing in that interview we showed of her earlier. So let's move past that. This was funny. Things are going real well right now for Republicans, guys.
Hey, what's up? Hey, stop. I'm get out of here. 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 So you used to have the
You call him a Nazi at the end. You ruined it by calling him a Nazi. That was all great until you went to the Nazi part.
Have the closed circuit, so you would go. You used to have the. You used to have the.
Yeah, it sounds like he said fucking Nazi. Come on, dude. Come on. As soon as you said Nazi, it's just like, oh, okay, you're one of those types. Everybody's a fucking Nazi now. Look, it is possible you could be a fucking sexual predator and not be a Nazi, right? That's possible, right? Hilarious, dude. Poor old DeSantis. Even he's fucking getting shit on. Oh, the View's going away.
And before we
maybe it's not permanently going away, but it seems like it could be going away.
go on hiatus, we only have one more show after this. I'm allowed to say that, right?
Too late now.
So it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Before we go, I wanted to tell people that the tide is turning. The tide is turning, and things are changing. I mean, the ultimate irony would be that Rupert Murdoch will take him down.
Yeah.
Fox News, who created the monster, will take him down.
Bro, they need to keep The View, but they need to bring in they need a whole new panel. Get rid of these old bitches. Bring in 4 hot influencers. Bring in like two like very liberal influencers. Cause who gives a shit about these old fucking TV stars at this point? I don't know. Just 2 like hot chick leftist influencers, and then 2 hot chick conservative influencers. And let each episode just be a fucking shit show argument where they just yell at each other and throw things at each other. I would watch that. That would be a good move. Because right now it's just 4 people just fucking all sucking each other's, you know what's. They're all on the same side of the aisle, and it's not very interesting. We almost lost Jimmy Dore, guys. Jimmy Dore almost got in a plane crash today.
I took a Southwest flight from Burbank to Vegas, and I've done it before, and I know that there's a lot of turbulence. And about 10 minutes into the flight, we plummeted pretty far, and I looked around, and everyone's like, okay, that's normal. And then within 2 seconds, it felt like the Ride Tower of Terror where we fell. I mean, it felt like 20, 30 feet in the air, and the screaming. It was terrifying. We really thought we were plummeting to a plane crash. After everyone was shooken up for a couple of seconds, we realized that the flight attendant had hit her head. It felt like we were flying in the air. And the pilot came on and he told us that we almost collided with another plane and that they lost, I think, air traffic control. If I'm not mistaken, with the, to know that the plane was coming towards us, it was absolutely terrifying. I'm a traveler. I was with my mom who travels everywhere. She goes to Vegas constantly for work, and she said she's never experienced anything like this. I just remember, I think we were all in shock, but I just remember him saying, what just happened was we almost collided with another plane, and I had to make the emergency attempt to, I think he said, go under because we lost service with the air traffic control. Thank you to our pilot.
Yeah, so it had to dive. Like all of a sudden, it was on a collision course with another jet, and it had to dive to avoid it. And yeah, Jimmy Dore was on the fucking plane just now on Southwest flight. That's your first problem. Don't fly Southwest. Don't fly at all. From Burbank to Las Vegas, you could have made a nice day, nice little peaceful drive out of it, bro. Pilot had to dive aggressively to avoid mid-air collision over Burbank Airport. Myself and plenty of people flew out of their seats and bumped heads on the ceiling. Ouch, dude. People can die like that, dude. Get a broken neck. And they must not have been coming on the approach to land, because usually people would already been forced to have their seatbelts on. A flight attendant needed medical attention. Pilot said his collision warning went off and he needed to avoid plane coming at us. Wow. This is a video representation of what happened. Oh, interesting. See what this is. No sound on this. Oh, okay. So that's his plane. Then all of a sudden, this hawk hunter is about to... Ooh. Terrifying, dude. There's just so much traffic in the skies that this is becoming a real problem, dude. Fucking terrifying. I'm glad Jimmy's... They try to take Jimmy out, boys. They try to take him out.
Okay, just a few minutes ago, we ended up having crazy turbulence on this flight. Like, Jimmy, have you ever had that experience before that much?
It turns out not turbulence. It was the pilot taking an aggressive move because there was another plane coming at us. That's what it was. There's a collision avoided. Wow.
GK Super chatted $5. At Pingtiao1P you just uncovered the plan with that Greg Kelly vid. Pardon Ghislaine in exchange for her exposing Dems plus some billionaires plus clearing Trump.
It sure seems like that's the move, man. And it's disappointing because it's only going to clear Trump to his most diehard supporters. Everybody else is going to see that as just more evidence that Trump's hiding some shit and covering it up. So yeah, I mean, you couldn't have played this any worse. So you're gonna get what's coming to you, man. You know, if this is how you're gonna play it, everybody's gonna see you as a PDF file, except for the cat turds of the world, and even Alex Jones. I think Alex Jones is just, you know, he's going through the processes of mourning the loss of Trump. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm still gonna call it as it is. If I see him do something good, even though he might be a PDF file, hell, if he's cutting taxes, I'm gonna be like, that's good. Sure sucks that we don't have somebody that's not a PDF file to do that, though. I guess it's like Tim Dillon said, man. We're just gonna have to vote for the PDF file that has the best fucking tax plan.
We're driving home.
But I'm here, guys. I'm just taking a little smoke break. I had to load up some stuff to do that. Trying to get rid of my headache, hoping that will do it. Let's see what else we got here. Trump's stunning accusation bring Obama's Russian briefings under new fire. I don't know. I bet you this is a nothing burger, but we'll play it. Let's see what they got to say.
All right. Well, calls
again. It does seem like a distraction, but then the Trump base is like, oh, actually, the Epstein files is a distraction from the Russiagate revelations. It's like, the left, the people who think Trump is a PDF file covering for himself. It's like, clearly Russiagate revelations is just a distraction. And then the Trump base is like, clearly Epstein Gate is just a fucking distraction from the Russiagate revelations. It's like, okay, guys. Oh, God. Please, somebody get me off of this plane.
Growing for an investigation of the Obama administration's 2016 Russia briefings. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard unsealed documents this week. She says they show Obama directed the political manipulation of intelligence to hurt then-President-elect Donald Trump. Here's President Trump yesterday.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's a terrible thing. I have great respect for Tulsi and the documents they found on President Obama. Frankly, it was an Obama thing, but it was the people that worked under him also working with him. And no, it's a very, very serious thing.
Attorney General Pam Bondi has formed a DOJ strike force to review that declassified intel. But some Republican senators say it's time for a special counsel.
Oh, great.
I think that in light of these new revelations...
if you have all this fucking evidence that, why aren't you just arresting these people? Obviously, you can't arrest Obama. He's got immunity. But yeah, arrest Comey. Arrest everybody else. And I don't think Hillary Clinton's got immunity. She wasn't president. If you got all this evidence, start fucking acting like you do.
That an investigation was
Yeah, I did MMA KO.
And Mako super chatted $1.99. You hear about the alien invasion yet? rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
I don't waste my time with that bullshit. I'm telling you, it's like every couple months there's some new fucking, oh, aliens are there. It's like, okay, dude. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm done with that. But yeah, there's some some objects that they think might actually not be a star. It might be an alien invasion force or something. I forgot the exact thing. I mean, come on, dude. I don't have time for that. When we got actual real pedophile rings, in our country, I don't, that is another distraction. I will definitely say that is a distraction.
And
thank you.
Somebody who,
as the robot calls you, Mako. Thank you, MMAKO.
Truly, or at least as far as they can be in this town, independent, would help restore public confidence.
Jackie Heinrich is in Scotland, where the president will be meeting with the UK Prime Minister. Hello, Jackie.
Hey, Sandra, despite those calls from those Republican senators, White House officials and DOJ officials say they are sticking with AG Pam Bondi's plan to create a so-called strike force to investigate these allegations that the DNI Tulsi Gabbard found, alleging that Obama administration officials manipulated intelligence.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to go real well for Bondi, because Bondi always just really kills it anytime she's got an opportunity like this. She does such a fantastic job, that Bondi. Oh boy, this is going to be a disaster, ain't it? How long until the Trump base is pissed off about this one? And mad at, Bondi's got to be fired. So are they not calling for Bondi to be fired now? Because yeah, to me, yeah, you should fire her. You should fire all of them. But this is all Trump's doing, dude. If this all stops with Trump. All right, let's see. We'll play some more.
About Russia's interference in the 2016 election. Bondi vowed to leave no stone unturned, but President Trump has alleged that Obama has been, quote, caught directly. Prosecution, though, is unlikely because of...
As long as it no stone unturned. As long as it doesn't end up on my desk, we'll be good.
The Supreme Court ruling.
The second it ends up on my desk, it's gonna go missing.
Trump's own case, which granted broad immunity to presidents for official acts.
The immunity ruling, but it doesn't help.
See, you're talking about what it sounds like. Why can't they just take out the helicopter noise? Because this is how bad it sounds with the AI. Because they have to use the AI to remove the helicopter noise and then bring back Trump's voice, and it makes him sound like he's slow, to put it nicely.
Help the people around him at all, but it probably helped them a lot.
Thank you, Major.
Major dice emoji super chatted $1.96. Maybe they hid them in Joe's garage.
That's possible too, dude. There's a lot of places things just go missing all of a sudden, Maybe they hid them on Hillary Clinton's fucking private servers. Oh shit, where did I go? I went back too far. I smoked too much weed. Now I'm retarded. I want to hear this
The immunity
again.
ruling.
Listen to how dumb he sounds.
But it doesn't help the people around him at all. But it probably helped him a lot. He's done criminal acts. There's no question.
Yeah, at this point, I'd rather hear the helicopters in the background.
About it. But he has immunity, and it probably helped him a lot. Great agreement. He owes me big. Obama owes me big.
The Wall Street Journal editorial.
Imagine you don't know about the AI and you listen to that and you're like, what happened to Trump? Did he have a head injury? He sounds like he's slow. He sounds like he ate some paint chips.
Editorial board cautioning the president about zeroing in on the people around Obama, writing, by calling to go after people, Mr. Trump is demanding more partisan lawfare, identifying targets, and urging prosecutors to find crimes to charge them with. It's the same thing that was done to him. That lawfare backfired on Democrats, and our guess is that it would do the same on Republicans and Mr. Trump. Already, the Congressional Black Caucus is demanding DNI Gabbard.
Sounds like she said the Congressional Blackhawks there for a second. They should change their name to the Congressional Blackhawks. I think that'll be great. I mean, caucus. No one even knows what caucus means anymore. Just shorten it to Cox.
Resigned for politicizing intelligence, the same charge she's leveling at Obama-era officials. The CBC writing in a statement, quote, if you are genuinely interested in the truth, we suggest that you speak to your fellow cabinet member, Secretary Marco Rubio, who led the bipartisan Senate Intelligence Committee investigation. Its 2020 report thoroughly debunked the very narrative you now promote, affirming that while Russia interfered in the 2016 election, it did not manipulate any votes. President Trump has been trying to redirect the focus to this Russiagate issue as he continues to get questions about the Epstein files.
Shit, even Fox News is saying it's a distraction. Even Fox News is like, yeah, he's just trying to direct everybody's attention. Oh, look over here. Russiagate, Russiagate.
Including today as he was departing the White House for Marine One to head here to Scotland. Sandra.
All right. Jackie Heinrich on a very breezy day there in Scotland. Thank you so much, Jackie.
Yeah.
Well, a new column with the title, Obama Knew the Russiagate Intelligence Was Manufactured. It argues, quote, it is utterly implausible that Obama did not know that potentially exculpatory evidence regarding Clinton's role in spreading the Russia collusion hoax was omitted. It is certainly worth asking him. Claudia Tenney, New York Congresswoman and member of the House Intelligence Committee, joins us now, and we can see that you are joining us live from Vegas. Welcome to you, Congresswoman. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, so...
Thank you so much. I'm here for a field hearing.
There you go. We appreciate the lights. So what do you want to see happen here, and what questions do you have?
Well, look, first of all, everybody needs to understand that President Obama knew that this was happening, that I respectfully disagree with the article you just showed that Jackie Heinrich just presented by the Wall Street Journal.
I think they're using for her too. They're using some sort of AI filter to clean up all my big problem with this is it's going to make it harder. Like if they keep using these AI filters to clean up the audio, it's going to make it harder to tell when actual AI is being used to create fake, fake sound bites and shit. Because everything's just going to sound like AI because they're using this stupid AI filter on everything.
Calling this lawfare. Lawfare is when you take abusive process or even malicious prosecution, as is the case in Russiagate. What President Trump is trying to do is hold people accountable for actually, putting together and masterminding one of the biggest hoaxes in American history, much worse than Watergate. And that's exactly what President Obama and the people under him orchestrated against the President of the United States as he was incoming and disrupted.
Okay, well then tomorrow I better see a perp walk with Comey and Tapper, not Tapper, I forget all the names. Clinton, Hillary. How would Hillary Clinton have immunity? She wouldn't, right? She wasn't president. She wasn't vice president. She was just Secretary of State long fucking time ago. So why would she have immunity about this? I don't think she would she? I don't know. But let's move on. I wanted to see what they had to say about that. This is pretty funny. Tucker hates boomers. I wouldn't think Tucker Carlson, of all people, would fucking hate boomers. But apparently he's got a lot of experience with them because Tucker's like just outside of the boomer generation. He was like the next generation. So, the boomers were his teachers and all that shit. I'm pretty lucky too because Tucker talks about how his father was from the silent generation. Like my father too is not a boomer. My father's so fucking old. He's from the silent generation. So, maybe that's why I don't suck so bad, because I wasn't actually raised by a boomer. I was raised by a silent generation. But yeah, I did have a lot of boomer teachers, and they fucking sucked.
We are like an economic nightmare on the other side. How did that happen? Answer. The wealth went to older people at the expense of the next generation.
That's for sure.
Every single economic growth decision of the last...
I think he'd be unstoppable. Nariyoshi Miyagi. Nice name, dude. That actually feels... I don't know what it is about saying your name, but it feels good. Nariyoshi Miyagi. I like it. Welcome to the team, dude. And thank you, Be Unstoppable. It's good to see you, brother. Gifting memberships like Santa Claus is back, guys. By the way, I'll say again, if you guys want to support, you can become a member. Be Unstoppable will gift some now and then, but, you guys can also welcome to join. The links are in the description, especially if you're on Apple iPhone. You're going to have to go to the link and then open it up in a browser because YouTube doesn't want to share it with Apple, any revenue. Damn, Joe. I thought I turned that down. It's still loud.
Unstoppable _4_ life super chatty $2. What did I miss, buddy?
Oh, man. Just the same old shit. Just a bunch of everybody, wants the Epstein files and nothing's coming and it's all 5D chess and you have to go back and watch, brother. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. And I have a headache, so that yell is kind of like, but that doesn't mean don't super chat. Please, still super chat. It's fine. I'll put up with it. I'll deal with it. My headache's actually going away now. Thank God. It's slowly starting to fade. But yeah, thank you, Unstoppable.
30 years has been made. I am going to benefit. My baby boomer generation is going to benefit. And I don't care if it hurts young people. And I'm not anti-boomer. I get negative hate mail all the time because the boomers are super protective of their generation, as if I'm like attacking Presbyterians or something.
They're repulsive. They've always been repulsive. And I grew up in a world, I was born in 1969. The baby boom ended in 1965. So it was 65 or 64. Whatever. It was just the post-war generation, ended mid-60s. I'm not a boomer. Thank heaven. My father was not a boomer. He was born in 1941.
Silent.
Totally different attitudes,
Silent.
right? He was born before the Second World War, our entry into it. I was educated by them. They were my teachers. And they were the worst, the dumbest, most narcissistic, the shallowest. Every sentence had like 9 cliches.
I just got to turn it down again, dude. Here, I'll try to turn it down some more. And we'll see next time if it's not so loud. I got to go into filters. Yeah, again, I got it at -5. Let's go negative. Maybe this filter is not working for this source because it's all done through Streamlabs. But if not, then I got to go back into Streamlabs and redo the whole fucking thing to get the volume lower. I don't know. We'll see if it's lower now. We'll see. Yeah, it's a little lower. It seemed a little lower to me.
Andrew
Thank you,
Wilson
Andrew.
super chatted $2. Charlie saying trust the government hurt my soul.
Well, Charlie Kirk is I mean these are there's a lot of coping going on with Trump, dude. And yeah, now that Trump's the government, all of a sudden it's trust the government. It's like, no, you still don't trust the fucking government, dude. You can be like, yeah, he's better than Kamala and I like some of his policies, but then I trust the government now? No, sorry. I turned it way down, so hopefully next time it won't be. It'll be even quieter. And if not, then this is not working. I got to do it a different way.
They were all at Woodstock. They remembered when Kennedy was shot. It was the day the music died. Like everything they said was like the Don McLean tune. It didn't make sense. It was just a series of evocative cliches strung together to create a feeling. They were idiots, but above all, they were about themselves. I hated them then. I hate them now. In 4th grade, I remember saying to a buddy of mine, I hate these people. Our math teacher just told us, I was at Woodstock. I was like, how many fucking people were at Woodstock? Like, everyone in America was at Woodstock? I thought it was 300,000 people. They made it sound like it was... They're the worst. They're the ones who lecture us about the civil rights movement for 40 years as the actual supposed beneficiaries of the civil rights movement, black people.
I kind of feel his pain because a lot of my teachers were boomers. Some of them were good. I mean, look, this might be an unpopular take, but, like every group of people, there are some that are still okay. They're not terrible. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn it. I don't think it's going down this
Green
way.
Juice Incorporated super chatted $2.
Yes.
Have you seen Fat NC's and AI videos?
Yeah, how can you avoid them? I haven't seen them recently, but there was a while there where they were all over everybody's feed. They were going pretty viral. But, an idea like that, how long can you keep doing it before? Are they still going viral? Like, where are they at now? There were funny videos, though. The ones I saw, they were hilarious. That's a very good use of AI. Oh, we got another membership. ST, welcome to the team. And thank you to Be Unstoppable for the another gifted membership. Thank you, bro. Let's get back to Tucker talking about how terrible boomers are. This hits close to home. I think the worst boomer I ever had to deal with, I wonder if she was a boomer, because she was pretty fucking old. She might have even been silent generation. Because the boomers started in what, the 50s, right? Maybe 48 or something like that. I forgot. What year did the boomers start? But I had one teacher that was just, God, man, she ruined my life. Her name was Miss Kitchens. And she was fucking nuts. And I kept getting her every year because I went to and this was in middle school. Every time I went to different schools in this time period, so I did get away from her for a little bit. But every time I came back to this school in Aransas Pass, I would get this fucking teacher. And it would be multiple years because they would you wouldn't always get a new teacher the next year because they didn't always have enough teachers. And this bitch, my God, she ruined parts of my fucking childhood because she was so fucking nuts. And she hated me. She hated me with a passion. I never understood why she hated me so much. I would try to be nice to her and be friendly to her and repair the relationship. But whatever I did, man, I tried to be a little bit too much of a class clown sometimes. Like one time she took her glasses off because she used to wear these thick fucking rimmed glasses, like where it'd make her eyes look fucking huge. She looked insane. And she took her glasses off one time and I go, wow. I said it exactly like this. I'm not downplaying it. I said, wow. And everybody thought this because they'd never seen her with her glasses off. I said, wow, Miss Kitchens, you look like a totally different person with your glasses off. She sent me to the fucking principal and wrote up this like 10-page document about how terrible I was to her. She was so fucking nuts. That's what sucks about some of these small town schools is like nobody wants to teach there. So you just get whatever fucking crazy person is available. What was I looking up? What year did the boomers start? What year did the boomers start? The boomer generation start. 46 to 64. Yeah. See, my dad was born in 42. So my dad's silent generation. So some of my aunts and uncles are boomers though. See, I mean, there's not much. Let's be real. Is there that much difference between somebody born in 42 and somebody born in 46? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe because it was my dad was poor as shit. Maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Let's get back to this.
Declined. They didn't care. They were only about feeling good about themselves. The only good thing they produced was like...
GK asked me, what subjects did you excel in? I was really good in history, reading, you know. I was good in math up until we got to algebra. Like in third grade, the multiplication timetables. You know, I don't know, you probably heard me brag about this before, but in third grade, third grade was one of the few years I went to the same school all year. Like, it was normal for me to go to three to four different schools every year because I would move back and forth from San Antonio to Aransas Pass because my dad because I was raised by a single dad by the time I was 4, and my mom was very unhealthy, so she couldn't really take care of me. So yeah, my dad would go take these jobs because he was a contractor. So in between jobs, we'd go back to Aransas Pass, and then he'd have to leave. Again, and Aransas Pass it's a little town outside Corpus Christi. And that was kind of like the town I wanted to be in because that's where all my like real close friends were. But yeah, in third grade, I was just in one school in San Antonio the whole time. And we had a fucking competition for the whole third grade class in like in the cafeteria. You remember, what do they used to call it? Fuck. Anyway, you would basically go stand next to somebody and then they would flash you a times table. Like a flashcard. It'd be like 7 times 7, and the first person to spout out the correct answer would then move on, and you know until there's only a couple people left, and you know, so it's like a tournament elimination situation. But yeah, I beat the whole school. I beat the whole fucking school, and it was like it wasn't like fancy or anything. It went up to like 12 times 12, you know. But yeah, I was really good at math at that point. But then once I got into algebra, forget about it. But that was also 6th grade. When I started, I did that thing where I went to 4 different schools, and every time I'd move from one school to the other, we'd be in a totally different place in the curriculum. And then I also would deal with this fucking crazy son of a bitch of a teacher named Miss Kitchens. God bless her. I hope she's probably dead now. Rest in peace. But I'm not gonna pretend like you were a good teacher and weren't a fucking nutcase just because you're dead, Miss Kitchens. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. I'm telling you, she was like right out of a horror movie. Like, if you could think of like a horror movie of like the horror is that you have to deal with this insane fucking teacher, she could have played that. Hollywood should have picked her up and put her in a movie because she looked the part too, dude. She didn't just act the part. She fucking looked the part. She had this big, poofy fucking like afro. She wasn't black. She was white, but she had like this afro haircut and these giant fucking glasses, like thick rimmed glasses that made her eyes look like 10 times bigger, like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. Boy, you guys are lucky you didn't have to deal with Miss Kitchens back in middle school, man. That changed me. That'll make you a changed man.
The music of 1972. Other than that, horrible people. Horrible. Sorry.
Well, and so...
Public school.
Yes. So...
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Everyone can email Tucker your hate mail when it comes to the
disgusting.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $5 after having worked 8 years in a public school. I can say most teachers are the absolute worst. FKN crazy people. I'm out. Have a good night, everyone.
Well, she was the craziest of the crazy. You know, they're all kind of shitty, and then you can't get rid of them. Like, no matter how bad they are, like, firing them is almost impossible. But believe it or not, you know, there is a hierarchy here, and she was at the top of the crazy hierarchy when it comes to teachers, dude. Thank you, brother. Have a good night, Andrew. Appreciate your support.
By the way, if you are a baby boomer, take some responsibility for what you
participated. Yeah, she had a perm,
that is the kicker. That's what I will say.
But it might as well have been a fucking afro. It was like a big, weird ball of hair. Just it looked like it was like a perm afro or something.
You guys have had it great. You've had the greatest run. You've had what either Eric Weinstein.
This was the 90s. This was the 90s. You know, I'm not that old.
Called the ego, the embedded growth.
I am old, but not that
right?
old.
Ego, meaning things just keep getting better.
Yeah, GK. When I was 17, when I was 16, I got busted in Aransas Pass. I got busted with weed in my car. That's a whole nother story. I was set up. It was a setup. So then I ended up getting on probation, moved back to San Antonio. But by the time I was 17, I dropped out of high school and I went to work with my dad. And that was the best decision I ever made because I actually learned a fucking real skill. That's where I learned telecommunications. I ended up becoming a field engineer, really knowledgeable in cell sites. You know, it was great. It was great. But it's kind of a dead. I still could go back to it. There's still jobs, you know, but they don't pay as well as they used to. Like everything else, nothing pays as well anymore.
_unstoppable.
And everything's like a 2-month contract here or there.
$2. Adorno for the crazy teachers out there.
Yep. Shout out to the crazy teachers. I mean, there were some good ones too, man. Trying to remember the names of the good ones, but there were so many good ones. There was more good ones than bad ones, so I don't want to be an asshole. There was legitimately more good teachers than bad ones.
Our house goes up, your house gets more valuable, and you guys are trying to squeeze the last of a lemon, and you are leaving a crummy.
Texas has been my home state, but as a kid, because of my dad's work, I traveled a lot.
_4_life super chatted $2. Have you been in Texas your whole life?
I have 2 hometowns. I have Corpus Christi, because I have one part of my family that lives down there. Then I have San Antonio, and I have another part of my family that lives here. San Antonio is now my hometown. But as a kid, because I was raised by a single father who was on the road traveling a lot, I was either in San Antonio with my aunts, living with them, or my dad was not traveling and I was in Aransas Pass, or I would just go on the road and travel with my dad, which became a real, it was hard to be on the road with him because it would be like, sometimes we'd be there 2 weeks and he'd just be out. He'd be like, fuck this job. Because there was so much work. He could just, if he didn't like the people he was working for, he could just quit and move to another city. But that's a little hard when you have like a 7-year-old kid that you're dragging around with you. So I ended up mostly staying with my aunts or sometimes staying with my sister in Aransas Pass. There was a couple years where I lived with my best friend and just so I could stay in Aransas Pass. But there was a period there where, like my kindergarten year, I went to Aransas Pass, San Antonio, Aransas Pass, back and forth. What else did I? No, yeah. And I did that like 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade. And then 4th grade, that's when I started traveling with my dad. I went to Atlanta. I went to New York City. We lived on Rockaway Beach. Yeah, so it's hard to even remember all the fucking places I lived.
Super chatted $2. What are the taxes and cost of living like there?
It's great. The cost of living is not as good as it used to be because everybody moving to Austin. But if you stay out of the big cities, if you're in San Antonio, it's probably not as bad as a lot of other places, but Austin's pretty bad right now. Every city, the cost of rent's going up, but yeah, you don't have state income. There's no state income tax. And, yeah, it's great. I love Texas. I think Texas is the greatest place in the world, man. People are pretty nice, pretty awesome. But the cities can give you a bad impression of, like Austin can give you a bad impression of Texas. I grew up, in San Antonio, so I got the kind of the city version of Texas, but then I grew up in Aransas Pass, which is the small town version of Texas. And small town Texas is pretty dope. It's pretty nice. It comes with their problems. It comes with its problems, obviously, but you get into a small town in Texas, and what I've noticed is this is pretty much in any state. You could go to New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. In any state, the small towns, people are just so fucking sweet and awesome for the most part, But yeah, Texas is great, dude. I think Texas is the greatest place in the world. But obviously, I think that because I'm from here.
Unrecognizable serfdom in your wake.
Of course they are.
And
Thank you again, Be Unstoppable.
It's bad for you. It's bad for your legacy. It's bad for your nation.
They're the ones who went right from protesting the Vietnam War to like making all this money on Wall Street. Remember Jerry Rubin was a yippie. I mean, this is before you were around, but like...
Incorporated super chatted $6.66 at _unstoppable_4_life. Nobody can stop you but yourself.
That is his tag phrase. And Be Unstoppable, if you're looking for a good water filtration system for your home, he's the man to reach out to. Thank you, Green Juice. Appreciate you. Yeah, you definitely need to visit, dude.
Be
no reason not to.
_4_life super chatted $2. I might visit one day. Much love, buddy.
People really love the river walk. I'd say if you're visiting my town, San Antonio, I'd say sometime around Christmas when they got up all the Christmas lights, go to Riverwalk at night when they got all the Christmas lights up. It's fucking wonderful, you know. But yeah, man, Texas is a great state. There's a lot of shit here, dude. There's a lot of shit to see.
He went from
It's been a while since I played. We're talking about how the boomers suck, guys. This is what we're talking about here.
The whole thing. It was all live action role playing rebellion. It's LARPing, is what it was.
I would just exclude anyone born between 1946 and 1964 from ever holding any office. And I know a lot of them. I'm sure they're nice people or whatever. But your generation. Oh, I forgot.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you for
the
the
whole
support.
generation is just rotten.
But let's extrapolate one part of it, which is that it's definitely that generation has not had a regard for leaving an economic.
They don't care about anyone but themselves. That's the whole point.
So if you employ that belief into fiscal policy and monetary policy, this is what you get. An intergenerational war.
Yeah, their grandchildren who they don't care about.
And so what I'm trying,
because they're on John's Island.
And, or wherever they are, right?
They're on John's Island, but whatever.
Well, yeah, and amongst other places.
No, I like John's Island. I'm just saying they're in retirement.
Yes.
And they're kind of psyched with what they have.
And their stocks keep on going up.
Yeah, and their grandson Dylan is like totally zoned out on prescription drugs and they don't really care.
Right. Or if they are to impart some wisdom, it's, when I was your age, we worked 2 jobs and I was able to put myself through college and we worked really hard. And I'm telling you,
selfish people.
There are lazy.
GK, it's always random with the super chats. I don't think it's just because I'm talking about myself. They come in when they come in, I don't think you can correlate the two things there, dude.
People in Gen Z.
I could be wrong.
But honestly, the majority of young people I come in contact with, they're working their tail off. This is not a stereotypical lazy generation. I'm sorry. They're no lazier than some of the people I've seen in prior generations.
But if you give young
I will die on that hill. I'll defend.
I don't know. He's trying to say Gen Z is not. Every generation just seems to be getting lazier and lazier. Now, look, I'm not as experienced with Gen Z, but the experience I do have, I mean, come on. Let's see if they want to go work when they're 16 and go work fucking 8 hours a day while they go to school. I don't see many of them doing it. I'm sure there are some. But yeah, I don't know, dude. I think he's just trying to ingratiate himself to Gen Z is what he's doing.
Defend this generation.
I mean, but young girls, I've got a lot of them
Yeah, have a good night, GK. Take care, buddy.
Always buzzing around doing something. They're just self-directed. But young men, I think, that's why everyone likes to hire women, because they're self-directed. You give them a task, they'll do the task.
They're micro.
Or it's because they're hot as fuck. I remember in my 20s, man, it was so frustrating because I didn't have there were periods where there was I talked about the .com burst crash. This is something that he's going to talk about here, about what millennials went through, which hit home with me because I did see my lifestyle change drastically, right? Because like I told you before, my dad was a contractor. So, but then come 2001, you had the big .com crash, the stock market crashed. And all of a sudden there was no work for 2 or 3 years. And it was everybody had to downsize. Everybody had to get cheaper rent, had to stop eating out as much. It definitely hit us hard. And in that period, I had to go look for whatever fucking jobs were available, right? And it was all let me go to Chili's, see if I can because I had restaurant experience. Let me go to Chili's, see if I can get a job as a waiter. Let's go to this. I would just go to restaurants. I ended up eventually getting a job at Kmart. But I remember going to all these places and it was all women working there. It was all young, 18, 19, 20-year-old attractive women at every one of these places. And it makes sense because if it's a service job where you're serving people, especially if you're mostly serving men, a business owner is smart to put an attractive younger woman to serve those customers. And women are usually better at customer service too, especially back in the day because they used to smile and act like they were happy to see you. I don't know. They don't do that very well in most businesses now. Now they're like, I gotta work a fucking customer, But yeah. Anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry,
bro. 100%.
Women are the best amazing at it. And look what the scriptures tell us. And this is a very interesting thing. What did God say? He said, it's not good for man to be alone.
Exactly.
But he wasn't alone. He had God. What he was saying is that it's not good for man to be without a woman.
Well, of course.
And so it's not enough for man just to have God. And some people don't like this teaching, but it's true. Adam had God. He had a relationship with God. Man, if you look at almost every third world country where men don't feel that they are able to have economic prosperity or any romantic future, you get either revolution, gang violence, or
a lot of people
Spocko
are.
super chatted $9.99. I'm here for the boomer hate.
There's plenty of boomer hate where that came from, Spocko. I got way more. I mean, I'm sure glad they're doing so well these days, you know, with their fucking overinflated houses that are worth way more than they fucking are. I don't know, man. There's more boomer hate in this clip. We'll stick to it.
Complete disconnect.
Or suicide.
Which is what we have, right? So it's the most suicidal generation in history. Now, I don't want to paint like a totally negative picture because there is one really good trend, and it's not because of baby boomers, and it's not because of our leaders. It's that
I guess that.
Well, no, it's young men are going back to church. That is legit. That's happening because honestly, it's the only thing that they can find. It's a life raft in this just tsunami of chaos and disorder.
The recent
how many are going to church just to meet some women too, dude? Like, I mean, yeah, at a certain point, people aren't social. Like, oh, if you go to church, you could have some social life. Yeah, this thing's always like ebb and flow with this stuff, right? It's like, yeah, the more you push that, like, religion's stupid and blah, 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 eventually there's going to be a backlash to that, and you're going to actually make religion popular again. It's not surprising.
Church more than the evangelical church, and I'm evangelical. I'll say, well, first of all, they want something that has lasted. They want something that is ancient and that is beautiful, something that has stood the test of time, something that's not going to change, something that's all of a sudden not going to all of a sudden just flip around and have some sort of, transgender story hour. They are, so that's a really positive.
Charlie's got a really odd shaped head and face, doesn't he? It's kind of weird. It's almost like, he had some sort of accident with his skull when he was a baby that like gave him like a weird shaped skull. Sometimes you see people, they have like a weird shaped skull and you're like, what is going on? And then you see their parents and they have the exact same weird shaped skull and you're like, oh, okay. I guess that's just the way you guys look.
Trend in the midst of all this. So that's my great hope is the spiritual hope that the young men that are lost, and if any young man is listening to this right now, like stop watching porn, stop, smoking weed, stop drinking endlessly. Find yourself back to church. That will reorient your life.
Well, why can't you do the porn thing is a good idea, but you can't have a drink and have a smoke and still be religious. I mean, maybe if the churches were less judgmental about everything, more people would come back. You telling me I can't smoke a little weed, man? What is that going to send me to hell, dude?
And do what the church tells you to do, right? Find a woman, marry her, provide, have more kids than you can afford. That's my advice for young men.
Yes.
Don't play the victim.
I guess I'm just going to have to become a Rastafarian, dude.
Even though you legitimately can play the victim card on everything we've said,
I agree.
The mindset of a victim is parasitic to your soul.
Sometimes. Drift Wizard says, sometimes I think Mormon girls are hot. Well, yeah. I've seen a lot of hot Mormon bitches. Let's just put it that way. So you wouldn't be wrong.
I completely agree. And you shouldn't whine.
Whining is bad. But that's our job. And just to be clear, so people say, but Charlie, you talk about this a lot from a whining standpoint. No. What I'm doing is I'm communicating to a very specific audience of people in charge that are ignoring this, and they are ignoring what's coming next. And that's the whole context of this conversation.
So I agree with you. I mean, I really hope that that people are listening to you, people in charge.
Thank you. I mean, the president does, to his great credit.
It seems obvious that everything you've said is true. And I just want to say for the 9th time, I really hope members of Congress will listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think it's the most important thing right now because we are in the last stages of what we had and we're moving towards something new. This isn't working, and it's not working for the people it has to work for, which is the next generation. They're specifically the ones being hurt. And so they're going to be big changes. And people will be punished for what we're going through right now. There's no question about it, either from the right or from the left. And my concern is not preventing them from being punished. It's making sure the right people are punished. It feels to me like the greatest injustice is when we've solved the crime, but we executed the wrong guy.
Right.
And I just want to make certain that the predators are punished, the people taking advantage of desperate young people, the people who are, getting rich from payday loans and from, buy now, pay later for your pizza schemes. Like, those people should be.
That's a real thing now, right? People are racking up credit card debt just so they can keep fucking doing Uber Eats. Right? Like, oh, I can't afford Uber Eats, but how am I going to eat without Uber Eats? So they now have Uber Eats credit where you're just racking up fucking credit so you can keep ordering Uber Eats. My God, how stupid do you have to fucking be, dude? This has all got to be these women that, like, they talk about how broke they are while they drink their fucking $5 Starbucks and order their Uber Eats for the 5th time of the day. Like, give me a break, dude. I actually got free fucking DoorDash the other day. Yesterday it was. I woke up and my dad's like, oh, here's some McDonald's. And I'm like, where'd that come from? Well, I don't know. They just left it outside the door. Because I opened it up and, it was sealed. It was sealed. And it was 2 McChickens and a McCafe caramel, whatever, frappe. So yeah, what was I going to do? Not eat it? That's probably why I still feel sick today. Because I felt great until I ate that McDonald's yesterday. Not just I had 1 McChicken and then I drank the McCafe. And I have felt fucking terrible since. It was a huge mistake. But damn it, dude. The McChickens used to be good too. They don't even taste right anymore. The McChickens have a funny fucking weird taste to them. Am I the only one that thinks the McChickens taste weird now? Or I don't know, maybe somebody added some poison to the food now. But everything was sealed. And it happens where I live. Like, I live in an apartment complex that gets confused with other apartment complexes very easily. So a lot of times when I order, it ends up going to the wrong fucking apartment complex. But this time, I got it. To me, I was the lucky one that got the free food. The lucky one that got the free poison. Thank you, El Jefe. Gifted memberships. El Jefe, you the man. I love your name. Who we got? Akuroku. Welcome to the team, Akuroku. And thank you, El Jefe, for the gifted membership. So yeah, I should have just thrown it away, but there was a point in time I did enjoy some caramel fraps from McCafe, and I was like, you know what? It all sucked. It wasn't even worth it. And I thought about, there was no address on the bag, by the way. I looked. If there was an address on the bag, I would have figured it out, But most of the time, once it's delivered to you, that's it. It's just yours now. So. But I just thought about the poor guy who ordered that, or woman. I don't know who ordered it. But I imagine they probably spent like 40 fucking bucks for 2 McChickens and a fucking caramel frap. And they didn't even get it. And then maybe like they did to me when I used Grubhub back in 2020 when I would order. And they fucked up my order so many times because they did exactly what they did this time, which they dropped it off at the wrong apartment complex. They did the same fucking thing to me. They would constantly drop it off at the wrong place. And then I would report it. I never got my food. Yeah, I feel sorry for him too. But this is what the point I'm making.
$2. I feel sorry for the guy whose food you ate.
So it would happen to me over and over with Grubhub. And then the 10th fucking time it happened, Grubhub was like, nope, I'm not refunding you. This is getting suspicious. And I'm like, no, it's not suspicious. You fucking guys have a bunch of shitty drivers who keep fucking up. But yeah, so then at that point, I canceled my fucking Grubhub. And I had Grubhub Premium too. I had the Grubhub where I didn't have to pay for delivery. I paid like a monthly fee, but then I only had to give a tip.
Spocko super chatted $1.99. No need to add poison to McDonald's.
Yeah, well, maybe they added some extra poison beyond the already poison that exists in McDonald's. But yeah, you don't need to add poison to McDonald's. It's a slow death. You keep eating that shit. But yeah, so I'm hoping he actually got his food refunded and they didn't pull a fucking fast one like they did with me with Grubhub and go, you know what? It's suspicious that you keep saying you didn't get the food. Like, okay, well, fuck me then, right? Fuck me then. So yeah, I don't use any delivery app. If I do delivery, I do one that's, I know the restaurant's doing the delivery. Or most of the time I just go pick it up. What the fuck? Why am I going to spend this extra fucking premium just so it can be delivered when I could go pick it up and save money?
Yeah, the _unstoppable_4_life super chatted $2. I like DoorDash, but the ad notifications suck.
Yeah, I've never ordered for DoorDash or Uber Eats. I only and it was back in the day, you know, close to the pandemic. I used Grubhub, and I don't even. Are they still around anymore? Grubhub? I mean, if what they did to me, because I imagine I'm not the only customer that had a problem getting their food delivered, and then had to go, hey, I never got my food. You would see all of a sudden a notification, your food has been delivered, and then you go to the door and there's nothing there. Oh my god! After you're fucking starving and you've already waited an hour. Now you gotta hopefully get this shit refunded, and now you gotta go pick up this. Oh, and then they're like, oh, we're not gonna refund you because this is suspicious. Ooh boy, fuck these companies, dude. And now people are taking out debt just so they can keep their fucking Grubhub coming to them. They can keep their Uber Eats coming to them. Dude, it's got to be like 80% of these people have to be women. It has to be, dude. Has to be. Yeah, thank you for the super chats, guys.
Crushed, and not, you know, hardworking people. How do you make sure that punishment is allocated justly?
Yeah, well, first,
you know what I do still get delivered though? I get groceries delivered because HEB. Again, I'm lucky to be in a place that has HEB. They handle all that shit themselves. I've never once had it not delivered. I had one time I had an item missing and they literally showed up 30 minutes later to drop that item off after I called them. They're like, no, we're sending someone to bring it to you right now. And the fee usually comes out to like $7 and then a little bit of a tip. So maybe I'm spending like $15 more. But because I'm already spending $200-300 on groceries, it's not that big a deal. Plus, if I'm using HEB's website, I get a ton of fucking coupons. Because I never used coupons before, but if you're using HEB's website to order your groceries, you can see all the fucking coupons. So then I end up saving more money than I would have spent going into the store just on the coupons. So it all fucking balances out. And then I always make sure to get like as much heavy shit as possible. So they have to carry all the heavy shit. Yeah, it's fun. Grocery delivery still works.
This is why the right needs to administer it, because we would pursue justice where the left would probably pursue revenge.
Exactly.
And revenge is bad.
Thank you, Diarrhea Clown. Appreciate the chat,
Diarrhea
brother.
Clown super chatted $2.
Definitely, you're in the running for greatest name in the chat.
So good.
So, but secondly, I hope you're right. I hope that the people that are doing bad here, which is plenty, will be held accountable.
I can understand why millennials would like Charlie Kirk, because he did do a good job of pointing out like what millennials suffered through. Like there's a reason why we are the way we are. We went through 9/11, we went through the Iraq War, we went through the fucking destruction of our income. We went through like, you know, the fucking .com crash and then the housing crisis in 2008 and it's like, oh, let's just forget about. No, that's changed us. It changed us in the way we see government, and we don't trust it. And we know it's all just a bunch of, it's just, everything seems like a fucking scam at our expense, at the regular fucking person's expense. So I understand why the millennials probably like what he's saying, because not too many people are having that message right now. He fucking interviewed Anna Kasparian.
_unstoppable_4_life super chatted $2. How's your headache?
It's still a little bit there, dude. It's not as bad as when I started, but it's still a little bit. I'm gonna kill like 3 fucking Tylenol once this. I'm just gonna take them right now. So yeah, this Anna Kasparian has like never looked better in her life. My God, does she look good? Is she trying to get away from the Young Turks? Is that what's going on here? Maybe she's gonna join TCN, the Tucker Carlson network, dude, and completely redo her whole image. But yeah, what the fuck? Let's kill it with this. We'll play a little bit of this. I haven't watched this yet, so thank you, Tia Diod.
Tia Diod super chatted $4.99.
Tia Diod. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I see your name all the time, but I don't know exactly how to say it. So Tia Diod. I'm gonna go with that. Thank you for the 5, brother. Could be a filter. Could be a filter, but let's see. Let's see.
So normally when I do an unconventional interview with like Putin,
she looks good, dude. There's makeup, a lot of makeup on. She has hair on. Yeah, well, she's from a place where the women are hairy, but you know they just gotta do a little extra work. You know, they're still beautiful underneath all that hair.
Putin or the president of Iran, people get mad and they ask, why are you talking to him? This is one of those very rare, maybe unique circumstances where people are going to ask you,
yes.
Why are you talking to him?
Yeah.
And people are going to get mad.
People are going to get very angry. I know. And your producer.
Has Anna been at the Young Turks since the very beginning? I think she has, right? She's been there. I mean, I don't think the Young Turks would have ever been as big as they were if it wasn't for Anna.
Had been reaching out trying to get me to.
Oh, I'm fine, John. I just have a fucking a headache, and it's fine. It's not the end of the world, dude. I'm telling you, since I ate that McDonald's yesterday, it's just all been downhill, dude. Maybe somebody poisoned me, and I'm gonna slowly die. Who knows?
Talk to you for at least a year and a half, and my feelings toward coming on your show went from I would never in a million years to kind of giving myself the opportunity to listen to your podcast to figure out who you really are. Because of course I had very strong thoughts about who you are.
Really?
Yeah, this is an odd pairing here. I mean, I'm sure she's talked a lot of shit about Tucker. So the fact she's willing to go on, let's see. I bet you they're going to get along really well.
Yeah, but I realized that it was based on clips that I would watch of you that had gone viral. And they had gone viral because they were offensive, or you had said something that was...
Viral like syphilis is viral.
I mean, pretty much. Okay. I mean, you should think of it that way because it was mostly painting you in a very negative light. Some pretty deep...
We just started and we're already talking about sexually transmitted diseases. What are we doing?
Disagreements, but
no, I don't think it's a caffeine headache. I had plenty of caffeine. I had 2 cups of caffeine. It's not a caffeine headache. It's just, yeah, I coughed and then it came. So it could be a weed headache, you know. But I had some shrimp. I don't know what it is. Every time I eat shrimp, it's really good. This is HEB fried shrimp, and you just throw it in the oven and cook it for like 26 minutes or something. So I guess oven baked shrimp, whatever. It's fucking great, dude. And but every time I eat it, I feel like I get something stuck in my throat. Like there's like a piece of something. So I'm sort of, and the more I do that, the more I feel like something's stuck in my throat. So I kept doing that before the show, trying to get that feeling to go away. And then I smoked a bowl and from a bong, and then I coughed, and then that gave me my headache. So it's all the headache is really self-caused, guys. It's my fault.
But I think that some of what you've been
it is shrimp. I think what I do is I go too far down the tail. I fucking love that shrimp, dude. So when I eat it, like the tail, I want to keep eating it. So then I like see how much I can get before I get to the tail. And then sometimes I think I get a little bit of the tail. I don't know. It could be plastic in the shrimp. I don't fucking know. But it's so good.
Life
so good.
Shattered $2. You coughed and then it came.
Yeah. What is that? You coughed and then it came. Yeah. Like the cough, I took a bong hit. I was already having a little headache, but then I took the bong hit, coughed, and then it got bad. And then now it's calming down a little bit now.
Talking about...
But yeah. I'm out of papers. So I'm using the old bong, and it happens, It happens sometimes.
Lately, like hits at the heart of what I care most about. And that's the...
But in general, I've been feeling kind of bad the last 2 days. The headache is just the latest fucking thing to throw on top of it.
Importance of this country representing the American people, the importance of the United States being a sovereign country that has politicians and a government that prioritizes the American people as opposed to a foreign government.
Hey, we're over 100 likes. Thanks, guys. Killing it.
And
killing it.
Speaking out the way you've been speaking out about some of these issues takes a lot of courage because it goes against the grain and it goes against, decades of propaganda and conditioning in American media. And so to me,
her voice is too loud.
Commonality that you and I share made me a lot more open-minded to coming on this show because I do think that Americans from across the political spectrum need to find areas of agreement, especially as it pertains to making this country better. So
Brandon, yeah, if you're getting headaches every night, you might want to look into what you're eating too, dude. Like, cause my diet used to just be whatever the fuck. I would get headaches all the time. I was also way more overweight. I was like 50 pounds heavier, but I would get headaches like all the fucking time, dude. And yeah, eating better kind of helped that, dude. Need a good woman to make you feel better, but
the
everybody needs that.
Unstoppable _4_ life super chatted $2. You need a good woman to make you feel better, bud.
Yeah, well, I'm not opposed to that at all, dude.
We can apply appropriate pressure on our politicians and get them to represent us. regardless of the
They just
corruption,
make everything worse.
regardless of the
So a good
influence of
woman
foreign
is the
governments,
key.
at the end of the day, these politicians are nothing if it isn't, if it weren't for the American people, right? So like right now, what's really interesting is in Congress, it appears that there's this bipartisan effort to force a vote to release the Epstein files.
Yes.
And the only reason why that's happening is because there's a very loud and aggressive portion of the MAGA base that's demanding it, and they're not letting it go. And I commend them because I agree with them. I think we need transparency. We need to know whether or not we literally have members in our government or influential.
Are you guys buying the flip-flop with her? Do you think she's just really like, stopped being so fucking team sporty and is like, you know what, actually, a lot of these Republicans are pretty good. They're holding Trump accountable. Or is this just like a career move? I wonder. If I was to bet, when it comes to the Young Turks, I mean, I like Anna. She's pretty. It's hard to say mean things about pretty women. But I think this is a career move. That'd be my bet.
People, in the periphery of our government who are pedophiles. I want to know.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's interesting, the framework that you laid out. The government of any country ought to be sovereign, which is to say it should make most of its big decisions on the basis of what's good for the people that it represents. And it's bad when foreign countries control your country.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't strike me as hateful statements at all. Those aren't expressions of animus against anybody, are they?
I don't think they're hateful statements at all. I'm an American. I love this country. I love the people in this country. And I don't want to live in this ridiculous perversion of the American government where they pretend to represent us, but in reality, Americans are on the back burner. Our tax dollars are being taken from us, not to help Americans who need help, but to give all sorts of subsidies to private industries that are already doing really well. Okay, they don't need extra subsidies or tax cuts or things like that. But in addition to that, all the foreign aid that we're pumping into the Middle East, Israel, right? Oftentimes when we talk about
KCC, yeah, she is giving a job interview. I wouldn't be surprised if she moves on from the Young Turks at some point.
Foreign aid that goes to Israel, at this point, I believe it's about, $4 billion a year, on top of all of the military aid that we've been pumping into Israel over the last 2 years. I mean, it's unacceptable to me that we're doing that. And in the backdrop of that, you have the United States Congress cutting $1.1 trillion to Medicaid? Really? That's the problem? That's where we need to cut funding from?
It kind of is, to be honest. The entitlements are the biggest fucking thing on the budget. And yeah, it would be nice if we could just afford to fucking take care of everything, but maybe we should focus on getting the cost of medical care down. Maybe the focus needs to be there. Get rid of all the bullshit middlemen. Get rid of the insurance companies robbing everybody, denying coverage. And just, figure out whatever, get people that are smarter than me to figure it out, that aren't corrupted and, belong to the pharmaceutical and medical industry. Figure out how do we get fucking prices down. Because, yeah, it's just, just let the government do it. Just let the government go bankrupt forever. Yeah, no big deal.
By the way, also...
Yeah, she did get hotter, Diarrhea Clown. She really fixed herself up for this one.
Cutting funding to food assistance. How do you justify sending tens of billions of dollars to Israel in the last 2 years alone while targeting cuts to Medicaid and food stamps? It makes me beyond angry. I think it's so unbelievably unjust. And if you speak out about it the way I'm doing right now, I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of aggressive.
But we all know there's a lot of fraud involved with food stamps and the WIC programs and the fucking EBT. There's a lot of fucking fraud with that. I saw it myself. I grew up in poor circles. I saw people who would sell their fucking Lone Star card. That's what it was in Texas back in the day. You'd get your food. It wouldn't be physical food stamps. It would be a Lone Star card that they'd put money on. And they would sell that card to somebody. Say you had 200 on it. They would sell it for $100 cash so that they could go buy their beer and their fucking cigarettes and the shit they can't buy on the fucking card. And they'd sell it to this cashier I used to work with. She would buy it all the time. So then she'd go get, fucking $200 worth of groceries for $100 because she'd buy $200 on the fucking card. And then I'd see fucking women come in, and I don't know, maybe they were running a fucking, what do they call it? Like, where they have a bunch of maybe they were running an orphanage or something, but they would come in on like Tuesday and just buy all the milk. They would leave with all the milk. They take all the milk in the store. And they would a lot of times be driving like really fancy fucking cars too. Like they would be like high-end fucking fancy ass cars. I mean, that's just the shit I saw myself. Everybody knows all the scams that are run. Every time the government gives out money, there's a bunch of people figuring out how to scam that and scam their way into that money. So, yeah, I don't know, man. But I guess that's just the cost of saving the poor people.
If you speak out about it like I am right now, people try to smear you as an anti-Semite. And you know what? I'm not an anti-Semite. I know what's in my heart. And I'm not going to let those smears stop me from saying what I know is correct and what's morally just.
Is it possible that people are slandered in order to prevent conversations like this from happening?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, Leica's revenge. That is something a lot of poor people do. They have friends who have, Leica says, whoa, now food is cheaper if I can buy food stamps? Yeah, if you live in a poor neighborhood, you'll see this a lot. Where your fucking drunk ass alcoholic neighbor will sell you his food stamps for half the price so he can have money for beer. Because you can't buy beer with food stamps, but you can if you sell your card. And all you need is the PIN. I'm sure you could get busted too if somebody does an investigation and they go pull the cameras, but you just need the PIN. You can use that $200. Don't do it. I'm just explaining what people do, how people game the system.
Unstoppable _4_ life super chatted $2. When you gonna make your move on Anna?
Never. She's pretty, but she's probably not worth the hassle, dude. Yeah, no. I would not want to hook up with someone like Anna, you know. And maybe like a one night stand, you could put up with something like that. But yeah.
First place. So you said
I'm sure she's a pain in the fucking ass, dude.
Hesitant to come on the show. I mean, the reason we wanted to book you and a bunch of people who work for me had the same feeling, is what you just said. Like, we can disagree on all kinds of things, but if the fundamental orientation is the U.S. government ought to make a good faith effort to improve the lives of Americans, that's not a partisan statement. That's not a crazy out there sentiment at all. And we saw that. It was like, oh yeah. And then you're like, yeah, but he's a Nazi. I can't do the Nazi show.
So you
sort of want, like, I have all kinds of stupid opinions. I've said all kinds of stupid things. I've had ugly opinions in the
Join the club, Tucker. Join the club.
Past. I'm not defending every opinion I have had or even currently have. I'm merely saying to reduce someone.
I'm basically a complete fucking moron, Anna. So, yeah.
Into a caricature is a kind of tactic to prevent anyone from having a real conversation with the person.
It's meant to discredit. And yeah, you're right. It's meant to stop these types of conversations from happening. Now, you are very conservative. I'm not very conservative. Mm-hmm. I have some views that lean more conservative than progressives feel comfortable with, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, what drives...
She doesn't have any kids, right? Someone needs to put a baby in her already. Just put a baby in her. She'll get very conservative pretty quick, I imagine. She's at that age. All she needs is a baby. She'll be a trad wife in no fucking time. She'll quit her career, stay home, raise a kid, especially if she gets a rich husband. Give her, like if she married like a fucking billionaire, she'd probably quit her job right there, become a fucking housewife.
Drives my
I'm just saying, just speculating.
Politics is this desire for everyone to thrive economically. And, you've been speaking out about
how is that? So what is the difference? If I could, I would hope that would be like everyone's desire. Right. It's not.
It's not, no.
Right, at all. But what does it mean to be, not to get too philosophical here, but what does it mean to be conservative or liberal, like at this point?
Well, I don't think that the political labels that we currently have in this country make much sense anymore, to be honest with you.
I've noticed, yeah.
But I'm talking about like traditional conservatism. I believe in reproductive rights to a point.
Right.
I know that you're anti-abortion.
Big time.
Yeah. So like that's a disagreement we have. Right. And I'm not at all going to like come on this show and capitulate on my beliefs.
Right.
Didn't they just have a record? This is a good time to pull this up. Let me see. The youngest fetus or whatever was born like 21 weeks or something. Youngest baby. Where's this at? Of course, there it is. Yeah. This is baby Nash, who just set a world record as the youngest premature baby ever. Nash was born at 21 weeks. Where's the clump of cells they keep talking about? I think if people really understood what they were getting rid of when they had an abortion. No, look, when it is actually just a clump of goo, like, okay, I mean, but it ain't just a fucking bunch of goo for very long, guys. It's a tiny little this. So yeah, this is why I'm pro-life. Now, there's an argument as to when should that line be. I think if there's a heartbeat, if there's brain activity, that's definitely at that point you can't just go goodbye. That's it's just creepy to me, dude. But yeah, the youngest premature baby, 21 weeks. Was that like 5 months? Right, 21 weeks. 4 weeks of them, 4 times 5, 20. Yeah, so 5 months. Yeah, that made me think of that.
Right.
But I think that those are.
I'm sure she'd be fine with a 5-month-old, a 5-month premature that looks like this. I'm sure. Oh yeah, no problem. Just go in there and just suck it right out, right? Suck it right all out, huh? Just a clump of cells, right? People that have that opinion, man. Oh, I don't understand. It's like, how can you? Okay, you're the moral just one. Okay.
Are important issues. I'm not minimizing them.
Right.
But I feel that we can't even really engage in a real debate about policy or specific issues unless we know we have we're living in a sovereign country and we have
the youngest premature baby at 21 weeks. And it's probably not even that far off from some of the other. There are some seriously premature babies that survive, that are at the I don't know, man. That's an ugly topic, that's for sure. We'll move on.
The government that actually has interest in representing us.
Right, because it doesn't really matter otherwise.
Right.
If, people keep voting for different things but get the same result.
Exactly.
Then the system is fake, and that's the point where people start to go crazy and do radical, violent things, which I'm completely opposed to. I just want to say that at the outset. Yeah. I hate violent radicalism more than anything, and I feel like that's the result of people realizing their system is fake. So you have to make it kind of real.
You're right about that. And, we've been saying.
All right. Well, I think we're into this. It's going to be a lot of them agreeing on everything. I want to try something at some point. I'm not sure how to do it because YouTube used to let you turn on YouTube links to where people in the chat could share YouTube links. Because there are episodes in the future where I might not have much to talk about, where it's like, yeah, guys, send me what you want me to react to. Is there a funny video or some topic you want me to cover around a video? But you can't, there's no way to send YouTube links. I don't think you can even super chat them. So I don't know, maybe we could do that on another episode, and the way around it would just be to give me the title, right? Like, oh, excuse me, guys. If you're to go on YouTube, just copy the title and then paste that title in the chat, and then I can just search the title, and you maybe even add the channel name. And then you guys can like kind of direct the show and tell me what you want me to react to. But yeah, that's my job, Shadowfall. Have you seen how many fucking streamers do that? Like that's what all the other streamers do. They sit there, they get fucking, their audience sends them videos to react to. So that's not an every episode time, but there might be some days, like on a Saturday where there's no fucking news, where it might just be like, hey, what do you guys want me to react to? Send me some videos. Mods can't, only mods can, and I clearly can't make everybody a mod. You can copy paste the link. I don't think you guys can. I don't think you can, because the only option I have is to turn off, and apparently this doesn't even work anymore if you turn it on. So there's only one option for either all links or no links. I just looked it up yesterday. And then when I searched on Reddit, there's no way for fucking, there's no way, even if you allow links, the YouTube still will block the links. Other channel makes everyone a mod. There's no one that makes everyone a mod, just Jacob. There's no one that makes everyone a mod. Like I don't even like. I have like 1 or 2 mods. I think I only have 1 mod. Andy's random edits, but Andy hasn't been coming on that much lately. I don't. He's busy working.
B_unstoppable_4_life super chatted $5. I think you could analyze some of your old video edits so we can understand what your thoughts were when making them, and how hard they were to make.
Okay, well that's another. Again, if you guys wanted me to react to a specific edit, just tell me what edit you want me to react to. Obviously, if you super chatted, I'll fucking make it priority. But you can send it in the regular chat as well. If I see it, there's something, a video, just say video idea and then, paste the video title. See, Brandon L's got one. Check out Leonade Joni. Is that a video? If I search that, am I going to get a video? You got to make it easy for me, like to actually give me the actual title. Because you know how YouTube search is. It's fucking garbage. Let's go into YouTube. Leonode Jody. What is that? P-Money, no, P-Money, it blocked your link. I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to send links. It's going to block them. Unless it was further back in the chat, P-Money. Thank you for the 5, Be Unstoppable. Yeah, P-Money. Yeah, there's no link, P-Money. You're not gonna, the link, it might show like you pasted the link, but then it's not going to actually go through. Let's see. Oh, Voidzilla's got a new video. All right, let's check out Voidzilla's video real quick. Let me also...
Are we really about to part and
get rid of all these other tabs, so it stops using up so much. Get back here to YouTube. I could search this thing. Brandon L. It was Brandon L, right? Oh, this is just a channel. Oh, the Epstein cover-up. Is this what you wanted? This one? You don't want me to check the whole fucking channel. You want this Epstein cover-up video, I imagine?
So, some exciting things have been happening.
Is this what you wanted, Brandon L? Yeah, check out Leonardo Joni. Okay. Let's see what she's got to say. A 30-minute video, though. Oof, we'll
Happening on X, formerly known as Twitter. Apparently, Grok, X version of ChatGPT, went off the rails and started reporting on patterns that we're not supposed to recognize. Oopsie daisy. Before we get into the...
Is she trying to be funny the whole episode? Yeah, MFG. It's these are kind of rough for me when people are trying too hard to be funny.
The Grok stuff, I almost forgot that the big news that has occurred in the MAGA world is President Trump, Pam Bondi, and Kash Patel have all come out and said there's no Epstein client list. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein did himself in, and he did it for no reason because the state...
Why is she yelling at me, dude? I feel like you're yelling at me. This is it's triggering me. I almost want to get in my car and just leave and not come home till tomorrow. Stop yelling at me, Leonardo.
He didn't even have any evidence of people he was selling these kids to.
So you're gonna make Black Mage leave? Hey, I mean, guys.
What a coincidence.
They're not enjoying it. You guys are not enjoying this video. Yeah, yeah. Brandon L. Ooh, Brandon L. That's an L for Brandon L, guys. All right. Yeah, we lasted about 55 seconds. I feel exactly the same way you guys are. It's just not easy to watch. But she's not bad to look at. We'll give her that. What was the other one here? The Epstein, yeah. I thought I already opened it. Let's see what
Are we really about to part and Ghislaine Maxwell?
Something else you guys want me to react to. I'll stick around for a little longer. There's another a video you want me to react to that's a little less annoying. Let me know.
Well, that's the story we're going to go over today. Look, we know that Bill Clinton knew Ghislaine Maxwell.
But thank you, Brandon L. You tried, and that's the key, is that you try. And I thank you for trying.
We know Trump knew her as well. We know he wished her well, but previously this was
See, Granola's got it. That's what I'm talking about. That's the format. Video idea. This is the news. Granola Grin, you're the man. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, Send me your video ideas to react to exactly like that. And they're going to be hard to miss, and they'll be easy to find. I'll pull that one up next. Thank you, Granola.
Thinkable.
Then obviously, if you want priority in that shit, send it as a super chat. I'll make those priority. But I'll get to as many as I can in the regular chat too.
As she is literally the only person, the only co-conspirator who's ever faced any consequences for the abuse that Epstein did. She was sentenced to 20 years in.
Maybe it's just because I have a headache, because now I feel like fucking CoffeeZilla's yelling at me too. Is that the thing? Like every fucking video, you just have to yell about everything as loud as possible. I guess that's how you get everybody's attention. You have to yell at them.
Prison and was charged, among other things, for perjury, aka lying, although she was never ultimately tried for it because they went after the heavier counts. However, Maxwell is appealing her conviction, and her lawyer has been pushing to get this in front of Donald Trump. This is a quote from her lawyer, quote, "I'd be surprised if President Trump knew his lawyers were asking the Supreme Court to let the government break a deal. He's the ultimate deal maker. I'm sure he'd agree that when the United States gives its word, it should keep it." Of course, referring to the non-prosecution agreement that Epstein had with prosecutors back in 2007. This all came to a head today when Trump was asked if he would consider pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell, and he wouldn't rule it out.
Would you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell if
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out.
So rather than just say no, he says, look, I'm actually allowed to do it. He won't rule it out. And of course, this friendliness wasn't just shown there. It's been shown for years. Trump famously said he wished her well when referring to her
weird.
trial that was upcoming.
I just wish her well, frankly. She's now in jail. Yeah, I wish her well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck. Let them prove somebody was guilty.
So, yeah, that's not great. And then now, his deputy attorney general is meeting privately with Maxwell. Of course, everybody was okay with the idea of her testifying in public in front of Congress, but that's not exactly what happened. Instead, what Todd Blanche did was privately meet with her in a meeting that nobody was allowed to see. And he said in a statement, "Today I met with Ghislaine Maxwell and I'll continue my interview of her tomorrow. The Department of Justice will share additional information about what we learned at the appropriate time." Of course, that's brought to you by the same people who said they'd release additional credible evidence. So we don't exactly know what that means. And when Maxwell returned to prison, she returned with a white box of materials, which a lot of people, myself included, found very strange.
Those are her legal documents, bro. Those are her legal documents. She's allowed to keep them with her. Actually, it's one of those things she's allowed to keep in her cell because they're that important. It's got to be her legal documents.
Because she left with nothing. We also have to note that Todd Blanche was...
No, she left. If she didn't leave with them, then that adds another spin to it. I don't know, man.
Is Trump's personal lawyer, so some people are calling it a conflict of interest. Even though he is no longer the personal lawyer, he is now the deputy attorney general. Now, Ghislaine's lawyer gave some statements on the matter. He claimed that she answered all questions truthfully during her DOJ interview and now says she is seeking a pardon, though she says she hasn't approached Trump about it directly, but that they hope a pardon is in the works.
We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
So they haven't approached him yet, but they hope he'll do it. Look, this is all laying the groundwork for a possible pardon for the only person who has ever been convicted, with many people pointing out this is a huge conflict of interest because, of course, the guy who controls the pardons also may be implicated in this, and Maxwell stands to basically clear him of all wrongdoing for the right favor. Now, it's been reported just now from the New York Post that Ghislaine Maxwell gave the DOJ about 100 different people linked to Jeffrey Epstein.
I'll check her out, Brandon, now. I'm sure she'll show back up in my feed again.
So we don't know how much of that is true. Again, all these meetings are behind closed doors, which is what I and many people have such a problem with. Why not do this in public instead of these backroom deals? Because let's be clear, we all want more people tried. So the idea that the DOJ got info on 100 different people, it all sounds promising, but is it enough to bring charges? Is it enough to actually implicate people? That is the real question behind all of this. Do we actually see real prosecutions from this, Or is this more transparency theater and actually a cover-up? In fact, there are already rumors coming out from some sources at ABC News that Ghislaine Maxwell may have already been granted a limited form of immunity to testify in the first place, presumably only for the new information that she's talking about. But still, it does seem like a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell is very much on the table, very much possible, and it's sick to imagine that the one person who's ever faced any consequences for the most notorious trafficker of all time might get away with it.
It's gonna look bad if she gets a pardon. I mean, I think you can like reduce her sentence. You can give her immunity if she testifies for any other further charges, but she's gotta still have something stick, right? I think if, you know, in her situation, she's so fucking old. If you gave her like, hey, we'll reduce your sentence, we'll give you immunity from further charges, we'll reduce your sentence to 5 years, which you've already had time served, or that won't be as bad. But if she just gets pardoned, like that's going to be an ugly look. I don't think Trump's dumb enough to do that. But we'll see. We'll see. This is the news, which was suggested a moment ago. Let's see. It looks like it's a funny video. Let's have a laugh.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined, and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely.
Is this AI generated? This is great.
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary. We're just now getting in reports that all the children have exploded. They will be missed. Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Do you hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reporting
I
from
actually
where
have some
I
more
am.
questions for you. Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy.
Man, I am so high up right now.
You are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything. It's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
You stay right there. We're going to go to commercial.
Have you recently lost a child because they exploded? Because that's crazy. How are we all not talking about this? I feel like that really got glossed over real quick. That's a huge thing. Call Ted Lee. 555 call Ted Lee. I want to talk about this.
Yeah, these are great. This is the first time I've seen these. Neuroviz, Channel 12 news team. Yeah, these are going to be, you can tell these are going to be popular. AI, yeah, there are some good AI shit. This is definitely AI.
Call Ted Lee now.
And we're back. Let's check in with Morgan Lee Freeman with sports. Morgan Lee.
I just want to take this sports time to say that whatever you hear about me in the next 24 hours is completely false. People are going to say things and have documents and recordings to back up what they say, and it's
Yeah, this is the very first one. There's a whole series of these. This is the first one.
it's not real. You should believe me and not their solid evidence. Knicks take it by 2.
This is when champions are born. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather, frankly.
It's everywhere.
We won't be hearing from
The weather's everywhere.
him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drowns.
That's good shit. Funny. I can see, yeah. He can make a bunch of these. There's a whole series. Let's see. See, he's got, this is the news too. Let's see.
How did this happen?
We're living in a nightmare, Danley.
Well, what are people saying?
One man was saying, help, 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 I'm burning. You there with the microphone, help me. I'm in the car burning, help.
Fascinating. Keep us posted, Ryan Lee.
I'm going to go to lunch.
If you're just joining us, nothing matters anymore. We sent Megan Lee Fox to investigate. Megan.
P-Money, I think I saw that clip. Yeah, if you want to check this out, these are great. There's a whole bunch more. It's got a whole series of these. Neuroviz. And they're all, this is the news. Like, this is the news 2. This is the news 3. This is the, I wonder how many of these he's put out. Let me see. This is new 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago. So, yeah, it looks like he's maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5. I don't know. That's funny, man. What was one? Professor has mental breakdown and accuses class of cheating. Is that from, I could have sworn that's a viral video I saw recently. Let me see. Go ring a bell. Doop 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 doop. Sorry, Leonarda. Is this the one that they accused her of being racist because she made some racist jokes or something? I forget. Everybody kept saying she's I remember talking to Davey. I forgot who we had on, but they were talking about some drama I didn't know anything about. Let me see. All right, this is the one. This is from Almost Friday TV from a month ago. This is new. Okay.
Before we pass out the scores for last week's midterm exams, I want to share something about my life with you. I've been a statistics professor here at UCF for the past 9 years. The joy of my life has been teaching students just like you, right? I met my wife here. We bought our first home here in Orlando. Orlando is my home. This school is my home. And today is a day that I prayed would never come. I want to show you last year's test score average for this same midterm exam. That class averaged 67%. 67% for them. And the year before, averaged 65%. Okay? Here is this class's average. It's 91%. 91%. We would call this a bimodal distribution, which means that an external factor has been applied to a data set, forming an unprecedented result. Okay? In layman's terms, you cheated. Now, I don't know if you think that I'm stupid. I don't know if you just thought that this was something that we wouldn't notice. But whoever is responsible for this is in for a very rude awakening. Okay? Because as of now, everyone in this room's test scores from last week have been tossed. They've been tossed. All right? You can consider yourself lucky, yeah? Because I've had my TAs up all night. They didn't sleep. They've been developing test questions for a brand new exam that you are going to take to make up for last week's scores right now. I want you all to remember this day. I want you to remember that in the real world, there aren't magical other people that just skip around giving you the answers to your problems. It doesn't work that way. The truth is earned. It's
going to become a real problem, isn't it? With AI, because like, oh yeah, I can run it through this AI detection thing. It's going to tell me that AI wrote your paper. Yeah, but the smart people are going to know just to reword things in their own fucking weird wording. But you're going to learn how to write something in a way that like AI wouldn't write that way. So then it won't. But yeah, I mean, fuck. The internet really changed everything because the internet wasn't a thing when I was in school. But after you got the internet, like, how could you fail a class? Like, I would have had straight A's. Dude, if I had the fucking internet when I was in school, I would have had straight A's in fucking everything. And yeah, I would have cheated when I needed to.
It's not gifted to you. There are problems in your life that you're going to need to learn how to wrestle with yourself. Computers away, pencils out.
They cheat again?
By some miracle, by some divine intervention from God himself, you all managed to score even better on yesterday's exam than you did on the one before. Since I now can't trust any of my TAs, they've been fired, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take another exam, this time with questions written by me, and me only. I'm the only person in the world who knows what these questions are, which means I'm also the only person in the world who could help you cheat. And guess what? Spoiler alert, I'm not going to do that. Computers away, pencils out. So how'd you do it? Every single answer on the short answer exam yesterday was perfect.
Yeah, this is obviously a bit. This is a sketch, you know.
Whoever
Obviously.
is responsible for this, just go ahead and stand up and own up to it. All right. Your funeral. Here's what we're going to do. Why don't we leave it up to chance? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 100. You get it right, you pass this class. You get it wrong, you fail. Who's going first? Yesterday, when Jeremy guessed 17, I was thinking to myself, well, that's just lucky Jeremy. And then when Kaylee guessed 34, I thought, that's weird. And then when Eric and Michaela and Tori all correctly guessed the numbers that I was thinking of, I began to waver. I began to lose all faith in reason. If one of you has implanted a chip into my brain, I'm coming for you. And I won't stop until I find you. And when I do, you will be reported to the dean. You all seem to be so knowledgeable. But what remains to be seen is if you can tell me what's going to happen in my future. Computers away, pencils out.
I know it gets better, P Money. I was like, it's starting slow, but I think I have a feeling it's gonna be worth the fucking. See, I'm not the TikTok crowd. I don't just bail because it starts slow. You got to know sometimes things need to build. I can tell. It's getting good.
These are my mother's ashes. She died of a brain hemorrhage over the weekend, as you all accurately answered on your exam. There's clearly nothing that I can teach you. I'm giving you all A's. You are dismissed. You're dismissed. You can go. Go. I can't teach you anything. You already know everything. You already know everything. What are the winning Powerball numbers this weekend? Woo! I'm fucking red! I'm fucking red! Oh, you beautiful brainiacs, you were right the whole time. I have so many questions for you, holy shit. Wait a minute, is my wife cheating on me? I fucking knew it, that fucking bitch. All right, we've got a lot to cover. Computers away, pencils out. Question 1, do aliens really exist? Who killed JFK? 9/11. Let's start with Tower 7. What really happened? Which religion is the right one? How do I break the cycle of abuse that my grandfather started? Is this dress white and gold or black and blue? Did my sister ever catch me jacking off when we were kids? How do I become best friends with Bruno Mars? Am I gay? Don't answer that, okay?
Oh man, this is that's a good. I mean, whoever came up with this, pretty good little bit. Pretty good bit.
Hey, thanks so
pretty
much.
good little bit.
Holy shit. Bruno Mars just asked me to open for him at MetLife. Well, that was insane. The feeling of euphoria can never be that good again, right? Right? And you guys are absolutely sure about this?
What is he? He's gonna do heroin now because he's chasing the high of. I mean, this is what happens. You get famous, and like you can never recreate the euphoria of being on stage. But you know, do some heroin, chase that euphoria. Oh no, it's gonna get dark now. Is it gonna get dark?
How do I get off heroin? When am I going to die? So little time left. I guess what matters most is what you do with your life while you still can. So, Israel, Palestine. How do we fix that? You gave me the Nobel Peace Prize, huh? I don't have much time. Zelensky needs me in Brussels tomorrow morning to weigh in at the NATO summit. What are we doing about Ukraine? I I now have the Kremlin under my thumb. Thank you, Kaylee. Guys, there's got to be another way to fix climate change that doesn't involve genocide. Okay, fine. Which race? How do we fix
That was the best joke out of all of them, dude. That was the best one, dude. That was so good. I love it. I love
immigration issues, guys?
It was all worth it for that joke.
Can't say genocide. Don't even try it. I've been offered Secretary of State, but it's not enough. I need executive authority. How do I overthrow the president? All right, he's dead, but I think his wife saw me. What am I supposed to do? All right, she's dead. Who should I pick as my VP? I see the way you all look at me. All of you. You look at me like you don't think that I've earned shit. Well, guess what? I don't fucking need you. You need me. I never needed you. You were never important to me. You are all just a vessel that I use to get to the places that I was always destined to go. I don't need you. You need me. Well, you guys were right. They say it's terminal. Since this is our final class together, I was hoping that you might indulge me with one final question. What's the purpose of life if it all just leads to nothing? Yes, Samantha. I want you to remember that in the real world, there aren't magical other people that just skip around giving you the answers to your problems. It doesn't work that way. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. The truth is earned. It's not gifted to you. There are problems in your life that you're going to need.
They could have made a whole movie out of this, dude. This could have been like one of those Jim Carrey fucking Bruce Almighty style films, where each little segment where he runs off and comes back could have been a whole fucking, like a Forrest Gump type. I don't know. You could have made a movie out of this. That was great, man. That's a W. That's a W for Granola Grin. Good choice of video. All right, guys. I got to piss so bad. I'm just going to wrap it up. But yeah, that's the idea. Granola, you got it. Like, we'll do more of reacting to the shit you guys want me. I mean, what's better than you guys telling me some of the shit you wanna talk about and react to? I think that's brilliant. And a lot of streamers do that, guys. This is why the Twitch guys are on 12 hours a day. Do you think they're spending 8 hours a day fucking researching what they're going to talk about? No, they just go on and the crowd's like, hey, this happened. And then it just, it would be nice to do some episodes like that occasionally. Then I could do more episodes and not have to worry about, oh my God, I didn't fucking spend 5 hours researching and coming up with links to talk about. Anyway, you guys rock. We will see you next time. Tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow night because I wasn't here yesterday, so I got to make that one up. I don't know what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I doubt there'll be any fucking big news items, so it'll probably just be a hangout fucking chill stream. And yeah, thank you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful Friday night. Have a wonderful weekend. And much love. Take care.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.